Right, let's see where we stopped. Resist. Cover, speak easy, enter archives, back room. Yeah, let's go to the archives. Archive color as evidence, give package to courier. Yeah, we did all this. Do we have to do that all again? I thought we did it.
Whoa, there's a dial tone.
Oh, I didn't save that?
Guess the check to the phone company didn't bounce yet.
We read all this yesterday, so I'm skipping it. It's like a zoo.
That was weird. I wonder if, wow, that was fast. There goes a fox who loves his job, I guess. Okay.
Oh, so this we read. We stopped way. We should have saved and going out.
The minute the
The room, maybe.
she was all, or maybe the other, her canine.
Is there a fast escape option? As I said, everything done. If you want to know this, it's in the other ward from yesterday. So it didn't save for some reason.
The minute she walked, the kind of good news. Well, that's a lucky gig that definitely has nothing to do with the big good thing too. Now, crap. What was I doing before she showed up? Oh, right. The plot's calling.
Well, then, when the plot is calling, you answer.
Guess their wrap-up is as fast as their delivery. Now what? Who is it this time? Who is it now? The courier with Mrs. G, with more about the case. And I will ignore it, but feel real bad about it.
I think this is where we stopped. We're finally there again. Alright, let's go. Let's go to the archive first. Hey, he got up! Yeah, what do you want? The evidence I sent? Hey, did you get my packaged evidence from the courier? Sure did. Filed it properly and everything. Great, so... Can I go back there now? Why would I let you do that? Didn't you say the only ones allowed back there are the ones submitting and filing evidence? Which I already did when I received it. So yeah, that's that. Sorry. Let me guess, your filing system is just throwing it in the back and remembering it, right? Ah well, as long as it's back there. Why are you winking and waggling your eyebrows like that? Gotta go. Thanks for your help. Whatever, bye. Hi.
They'll have filed the caller under the evidence for my case by now. Which means I'll teleport right into the file I need to see. Hope their file folders are big and sturdy enough to contain my awesomeness. What the? A garbage can? They threw the caller in the garbage. Glad to see the city PD is filing its evidence with due care and process. Something to look forward to while I look up the case file.
Right, so we are in the back. We need to be quiet.
Let's see. Case 263. Received noise complaint in regards to a Husky convention. Interviewed the organizer for official statement. Awoo. I'd say our tax dollars at work, but not like I pay my taxes anyway. Anyway, that's not it. Case 111. Traffic accident on East 3rd. Suspects, an illegal ring of Armadillo street racers. Based off scale impressions taken from victim's face. No, this isn't it. You'd think weird cat corpse case files would be easy to find. Mind you, maybe it would be if I knew the first thing about filing systems.
Alright. Guess we gotta learn.
Case 419. Another complaint lodged against Albert Wilde. Hey, that's me. Wait. How many other complaints against me are in here? Too many to go through, and still no sign of the file I need. Alright. Doing one more than throwing up my paws. Case 5990. Unusual feline body discovered in... Wait, this is it. This is the entire police file for the case. This is every piece of evidence, every note taken. This is a joke, right? There's like 2 pages in here, and half a page is just a stick figure drawing of the body with a frowny face. Body found under, This bit's partly crossed out. Implosion, then explosion, then hole in roof. That body appears to be a small feline consistent with case 4666. As such, no further investigation needed or authorized. Send all case materials to janitorial to be recycled as toilet paper.
Toilet paper?
Maybe it's a good thing their filing system is as deficient as their investigation skills. I'd hate to be fishing scraps of paper off Officer Hippo's rear end.
Yikes. Yeah, please, that's not.
Case 4666. So something like this has happened before. Sounds like I need to do some more reading, which is a sentence I never thought I'd be saying. Case 4666. Here we go. Dated a few months prior. Let's see what's in here. A lot of redactions. That's what. I haven't seen this many strike-throughs and black marker on a piece of paper since the last time a lady gave me her number. The whole case file is redacted to heck and back. How am I supposed to make out any of it? Hang on. There are some bits where the marker started dying. Guess police funding didn't extend to their stationery supply. A little squinting with my keen feline eyes, and I can make out cat. I guess that's something. Come on, eyeballs. Strain. Strain harder. Narrow those pupils. Is that appeared? Unusual, unknown, roof hole. Sounding awful familiar. Something about released into custody. What? Some evidence. Property. Another body. Someone living. And released to who? Claimant. Parties involved. Including, I can barely make out the letters. M-A-N. Wait. Manny. Manny the Mantis. Again. Is that twice he's gotten involved in these cat cases? Wait. Never mind. That's an I, not an A. I should actually learn to read someday.
Yeah, that might help.
M-I-N-K-Y-J-O. Minky. The Mink Jones. He runs the Rabbit Rodents gang, I think. So not the underworld boss I thought it was. Just another underworld boss. Let's see. D. Dom D. Dom D. Wait. They couldn't mean Dom the Dolphin, the terror of 10th Street, head of the Sharks and Shirts gang. They say if you cross him, you'll sleep with the fishes. That's because he locks you in a fish cannery for the night.
Wow.
Best botch job of my life, really. Ugh, can't quite make it out. Ren. No, Ran. Utan. Wait. Gutan. Ran Gutan.
Wow, they went through miles to figure that one out.
Orangutan, head of the hairy apes. Even I know about them. And that's really saying something. I thought they kept to their side of 10th Street. Guess Oran's got a long reach. You know, being an orangutan and all. So, one cat case, 3 names. All prominent members of the criminal underworld, counting Manny the Mantis in my case, and that makes... Hang on. Let me get out my calculator. 4 underworld bosses all involved somehow with weird cases involving weird cats. Which means absolutely nothing to me, given I don't know the first thing about the criminal underbelly of this town. I'm too busy minding my own underbelly, thanks. It's getting a little saggy. Besides, how am I supposed to know the secret ins and outs of this town's criminal underworld? Not like I work in a job where that information would be useful or anything. No, I'm gonna need to run this info by someone who knows this stuff. Someone who's not only seen this city's seedy underbelly, but who's given it a scritch and a rub while saying, "Who has the cutest criminal underbelly? That's you." Which rules out pretty much every cop in this town. Meaning I'll need to find someone who's actually part of that world. But where would I find them? Not here, that's for sure.
Can we just leave? I mean, we're gonna have to, right?
Alright, now the tough part.
Very tough.
How to get out of here. I'm imagining that since this is all their classified files, it must be under pretty heavy lock and key. That they apparently forgot to actually lock. Great elephanting, I gotta say.
Hey, you're not supposed to be here. I'm calling the police. Aren't you the police? Damn it, you're right. Oh, does that mean I have to call myself? Does that mean I have to actually work? That's not what I took this job for. Right, well, while we work that out, speaking of calling people who are supposed to be helpful, I should probably call for a ride. Can I borrow your phone? You know what? If it means you leave before I have to actually do anything, please do. Thanks for giving me a ride, Deborah. Again. You do seem to be needing a lift a lot today. Not that I mind, but have you considered taking the bus? In this city? You realize the giant police force budget means no budget for transit, right? You'd be lucky if a bus came every other ice age. I'm just saying, as much as I'm happy with the arrangement, bus fare is less than my retainer. Again, in this city, wouldn't be so sure. Besides, I'm a detective. I've got an image to maintain. Hard-boiled, worldly wise. The kind of guy who's too cool to take a bus. I mean, you're currently sitting on a sticky lollipop my daughter left on the back seat, so...
Hard-boiled detective.
Yeah?
This is not a walking distance.
I tried to get back to the car, but yeah, why would you drive us here? How do we get the hell out of here? You're just gonna end up back in the archives. Oh, wait, what? So, what's up with the back room anyway? The instructions should clear everything up. Well, they didn't. They really, really didn't. Good talk. Glad we chatted. I'm sorry, could you clarify that bit about saving the world? I mean, if it's that important, you would think there'd be clear instructions. There were clear instructions. Clear to you, maybe. Anything else you can tell me? I mean, if it's that important, you would think be really clear instructions. What is this place? How did I get here? Is there a train back to the city because I have places to be? So, what's your name anyway? Who are you? Would it help if I asked who you are? No, it wouldn't. Alright. I'll leave you be. Wouldn't want the world saving thing to interrupt your... whatever you're doing. Good. But there's only one way out of this, I think. Unless there's another, which I don't.
I guess teleporting to the caller's location is less. Although, either that or maybe I better not chance it.
So how the hell do we get back out of here? And why did she drop us here? Mate, can we go over here somewhere? No, seriously, we're stuck here. Unless, can we just do this? Mate, I need to actually check. Learn the password. Oh yeah, Mrs. G, that's where we're going. Hey, Ari. Yikes. Don't know which button. Top map. Yeah.
You might be wondering why I'm bothering with this dull-as-dishwater domestic dispute, particularly at a time when there's dead cats, implosions, criminal conspiracies, and teleporting callers that defy the laws of physics. And to you, I say, first off, who are you? What the hell are you doing in my car? Get out. But secondly, a cat's gotta eat, often and on demand.
Yes, that is very true.
With some nice, clean water that a cat'll then refuse because they saw a tiny hair floating on top. Anyway, eating requires money.
Cats are not that picky, come on.
It's a whole thing. And thanks to the beasts in blue, it sounds like this big cat case isn't exactly going to result in anything fungible. I don't even like fungi. So for the sake of my stomach, I'm willing to swallow my pride. Along with whatever food I can buy with my payment for figuring out this husband's midlife crisis. How hard can it be? He's only been holing up in his room for a month.
A month.
I'm sure whatever caused that has to be super duper minor.
Ah, Mr. Wilde. Thank you so much for coming. Please come in. Why, thank you, ma'am. You're very kind. And by kind, I mean generous. And by generous, I mean financially generous. But you know, nice and friendly too. And what a charming apartment you have. The apartment of a sweet, generous lady who hopefully likes being praised and responds, you know, generously. Ah, you flatter me, detective. Keep at it. Oh, yes, great apartment. Love it all. Ouch, the tables, the rug, the windows. The hole in the ceiling. And the incredibly large hole in the middle of the living room. Oh, that is nothing. Nothing at all. Just some construction we have on the go. We're making a skylight.
A skylight that looks a little bit too much like another skylight at a certain crime scene. Either there's a crazed contractor on the loose installing giant hole skylights all over the city, or...
Would you like some tea or coffee? Feel free to ask me anything. Or knock on my husband's door if you want to see what I'm dealing with. I like this apartment. House, whatever. Go away, Mr. G. My name's Albert Wilde. I'm a detective. Your wife hired me to... I knew it. I knew you were working with her. You're one of her little gang of murderous cultists, aren't you? No, that's not what a detective is. Either that or I mixed up the flyers at the employment center. I don't believe you. I won't trust anyone working with her. She can't be trusted. I know her secret. What secret? I'm not talking while she's there. She's listening. I'm not saying a darn thing with her in the apartment. Well, it's gonna make my job difficult, seeing as I'm here to find out why you locked yourself in your room. I ain't here to make your job easy. If you're doing a job for her, then I'll make your job as hard as I can. He seems nice. Why are you hiding in your room? To protect myself from her. That she-wolf. Why? What did she do? Ha! She's right there listening, isn't she? Or you're going to tell her everything I say. You really think I'm gonna tell you anything? I mean, that would be helpful? Look, I'm just here to get to the bottom of why you're acting this way. I'll just bet you are, so my wife can find out. And once I tell you, I'm dead meat. Mutton murder. Okay, that's bad. That doesn't exactly sound like a reasonable response. Then how about this as a reasonable response? I ain't saying a thing while she's here to hear it. Can I tempt you? Anything I can do to tempt you out? Maybe a nice plate full of food? Don't need it. I got snacks. I'm good. You sure I could cook something with some mouth-watering aroma? Fried onions, maybe? Fresh baked bread? Melting chocolate? Slightly mature salmon fillet? Will any of that smell tempt you to come out? Nope. Not even all together at once? Oh, especially not all together at once. Fine, maybe a drink? Water, tea, shot of whiskey? Oh, no thanks. I ain't coming out even for my favorite drink. Well, that's good because I don't actually have any whiskey on me. Phew. Tell me about your wife. So, your wife. What's this about her being an awful murder killer who kicks puppies? Nobody said anything about kicking puppies, did they? I'm not saying a single word about her while she's in the room. Seems like a pretty smart approach to marriage in general, but not a single word. Other than she's a filthy lying snake. Heck, that's an insult to snakes. I knew a snake back in college who was the salt of the earth. Real nice guy. That's a lot more than a single word. I ain't talking with her around. So, about the hole. I couldn't help but notice you had an interesting hole in the living room. Care to comment about that? Not while she's around. It's her thing anyway, ask her. Right, go talk. I'll, leave you to it then, and whatever you're doing in there. Has your husband said anything? I imagine you have been able to talk with your husband through the bedroom door. Has he explained anything or said anything unusual? Besides that I'm apparently a demon dog and that I'm going to gobble him up? Ah, so a regular quarrel between spouses then. Are you single? Because I'm beginning to see why. Okay. Just pure bad luck and nothing else, clearly. So it's not just the hiding that's weird, but the way he suddenly turned on you? Yes, he used to think I was the bestest of girls. He even used to call me his beloved ballerina. But now, he either stays quiet or he yells at me to go away to leave him alone. That he knows I'm out to get him. Get him? How? Oh, horrible things like I will kill him or kidnap him or tie him up in the way he doesn't like. As opposed to the way he does like? My, won't you try the cake I made? It's lemon poppy seed. Yeah. So, the skylight. Tell me more about this skylight you're building in your wall. Oh, well, you know, when inspiration strikes. Can't say I do know. My inspiration is usually on strike. Ah, you're a very funny cat. But yes, I just think one day I want big skylight. Big enough for sun, big enough for blue sky. Big enough for large body to fit through. Odd request for a feature, but I'm not an interior designer, so what do I know? How long have you been working on this skylight? Oh, I'd say maybe a month? Month and a bit? You know how things go with contractors and things. Didn't you say your husband's been hiding in his bedroom for a month? Maybe he just wanted to be out of the way during construction? Or maybe he didn't like the draft? It is not that, detective. The skylight was there for at least a little time before my husband went into his room. Something else has happened and I need you to learn what. Okay, how were things before? Let's try that. Let's talk about before your husband hid in his room. How were things up to then? Things were good? Not sure what things you mean. I mean... How was your husband? Before he locked himself up, was your husband having any trouble? Any, I don't know, depression? Paranoia, money troubles, enemies. Really good book he wanted to finish. No, not really. He's just an office worker. Cheerful guy, very carefree. Maybe a little too carefree. What do you mean by that? I mean, that carefree only goes so far in terms of doing chores and housework. Apparently that counts as care. But no, none of the things you mentioned happened. He was his old happy self when I left. Then, when I came back, he was hermit. I'm so upset. At least, the one bright side of all this. With him in his room, it's a lot easier to keep the apartment clean. But oh, the mess the bedroom must be in by now. You've got to help me bring my dear husband out. I can give the room a proper scrub. Tell me what you can about the day Mr. Chi holed up in his room. Don't leave anything out. Alright, well, first thing in the morning I went into the bathroom and started, pooping. Okay, maybe leave some things out. Skip to when you last saw him out of the room. What happened? I was getting ready to go out. I had season tickets to the local ballet. I never miss a single performance, not unless I'm on fire and being flayed by knives. Okay, that's oddly specific. Mr. Chi, though, he wouldn't attend a single performance unless He was on fire and being flayed by knives, so he decided to go out with his friends. Truly a healthy, modern marriage in action. Did he seem at all odd or... Oh, he was his usual sweet self. Gave me a kiss on the cheek, told me to have a good time at the Bel Air, and mein Gott did I. Hey, what, she German? The bad wolf is German? Don't tell me she comes from a Black Forest in the end. It was absolutely amazing. The lead swan was outstanding, so light on her webbed feet. And there was this one particularly handsome flamingo who... maybe we should focus on your husband. Oh, alright. Oh, well, when I got back, he was not home yet, but I didn't think anything of it. I went out for a walk, and by the time I got back, he was in our room. But when I went to go to sleep myself, the door was locked, and he held it shut and screamed at me to go away and that he didn't trust me. At first I thought he was joking. Then I thought he just had a bad headache. But by the next day I realized he wasn't coming out or letting me in. And it's been like that since, huh? And you have got no idea what triggered this sudden behavior in him? Do you think I would be so desperate as to hire you if I knew anything? So, I had a chat with your husband and he made it clear he is not talking while you're around. Oh dear, my poor Mr. Chi. I guess he's not going to talk about what's bothering him. So, maybe it might be an idea for you to just step outside for a bit while I try and talk him around to get to the bottom of what's up. Oh, I can't do that. What kind of wife would I be if I wasn't there the moment my dear wayward hubby came out of the hiding? The kind of wife who didn't make that sound vaguely ominous, maybe? 9. I do not leave this apartment unless it is absolutely vitally important. Like going to the Bel Air, for example. You left the apartment to come and see me. Am I vitally important then? Ah, no. I had 2 other vitally important things to do and I fit you in between them. Groceries and the fur salon, you see. I have to do those. But now I've got food in the house, my fur is all done nice, and I'm not leaving for anything short of the best Bel Air outing I have ever had. Oh, let me guess, we need to find one. I would like to know more about the interesting lady behind the wallet. I mean, behind the case. Tell me about yourself. Oh, what do you want to know? What does Mrs. G stand for? Mrs. G, Mr. G. I'm curious. What does the G stand for? Gesundheit. I didn't sneeze. No, that is my husband's actual last name. Mr. and Mrs. Gesundheit. I said, I did. Oh, I see what you mean. My last name is Gesundheit. I didn't sneeze. And actually, Gesundheit is short for the full name, which is Gesund Herr Flammenwerfer Reinhold Heid. Okay, that is even difficult for a German to pronounce. Wait, let me try. Gesund Herr Flammenwerfer Reinhold Heid. Yeah, okay, I got it. Bless you. Ah, yeah, you see that it is better for us to shorten it and use Gesundheit. I didn't sneeze. And now you see why we're just going by Mr. and Mrs. G. That was not a real word, by the way, by any means. That made no sense. Ah. Mm. Right, what do you do? Oh, anything really. How do you spend your days? You know, nothing exciting. I bake, I clean. I go out with very special group of friends. I keep busy so I do not face existential dread over never getting to do what I really wanted in life. Usual things. Huh? Relatable. I wanted to be a professional bad tester, but I fell asleep too quickly to give any useful feedback. Still haunts me whenever I actually, get out of bed. That if I had made it, I'd never have to leave my bed again. I wanted to be a ballerina so bad. When I was a child, I made myself a dress out of swan feathers so I could pretend to dance to Swan Lake. Ah, how come you didn't pursue it? Because the swan I plucked the feathers from was, how you say, pissed off and sued for emotional damages and treatments for baldness. By the time my parents settled out of court, they couldn't afford ballet lessons for me. Even now, I cannot afford it. Sorry to hear that. It's fine, my friends say we will afford soon. And I have all the lessons I want. Sounds like you have some nice but weirdly ominous sounding friends. Never mind your life story right now. Let's get back to your husband for a minute. Do we have to? I was enjoying talking about my favorite subject, myself. You really love ballet, huh? My God, yes, I love ballet so much. I've watched Swan Lake 100 times. I want to spend every minute watching and doing ballet. If ballet wasn't an animal, no. Yes, I'm a bit of a fan, I suppose. I love going to see the local ballet company every week. Watching the graceful dancers makes me feel graceful too, yeah? But what I would really love is to be that graceful, I want to dance like that. Why don't you learn how? Take some lessons. Have you seen the prices? Can't afford that. You might be able to if you didn't spend your money on going to see it every week. Never. I would never give up seeing my ballet. Never. I would love the chance to take lessons. If only I knew a dance instructor who could cut me a deal. Dance instructor, huh? Yeah, if only if only you knew one. Thanks, Mrs. G. That should be enough for my investigation for the moment. If you say though, also, you do not seem any closer to solving the issue.
All right, hang tight. I'll be right back. And by right back, I mean sometime in the foreseeable future. Maybe. If I had a nickel for every time knowing Lily saved my furry behind on this case, I'd have 2 nickels. Which is frankly more money than I've had in years. I'm fairly certain that Joe will have my fur if he catches me skulking around his wife's window. But what other choice do I have? Ask Mrs. G politely to step out of the apartment, wait until she has another appointment, come up with some other excuse. Now that I say them aloud, those all sound like they'd have been good ideas. Oh well, Lily's lessons it is.
Lily, it's me. Open up and let me in. So, you frustrating feline, what brings you to my window again? Hey Fitz, it's going alright. I'm just seeing. Oh wait. Do I need a reason to see your gorgeousness in the flesh, my sweet? Considering how Joe would react, yes, I think you do need a reason. At least you wouldn't be here without a reason. Am I that transparent? It's one of the few things I find cute about you, actually. Anyway, why are you really here? You need more dance classes. Actually, I need dance classes for someone else. Ballet lessons, more specifically. Who is the lucky lady? Potentially a suspect who I need to get out of the way. Non-lethally, I mean. Anyway, can you give ballet lessons? I figure you can. I mean, it's not like ballet is any different from any other kind of dancing, right? It is in fact very different, but you're in luck because I do teach lessons. As you would know if you remembered what I said about my lessons earlier. That was like 10 scenes ago, wasn't it? I can't remember what happened 10 seconds ago. Anyway, yes, I can give this friend of yours lesson. I've even got a professional ballerina in 3 lessons package if you're interested. Kate, do you have a coupon? Yes, why do you ask? Could I get the coupon? Just that I think this lady really needs the discount. So you're saying you want me to give this friend of yours ballet lessons at less than my usual rate, ensuring I lose money and time in the process? Yes. You're lucky you're so adorable. Alright, here's the info on the classes. Here's the coupon for your friend. And goodbye. Alright, let's go back to Mrs. G. Ah, detective. Have you found any leads on what is troubling my dear husband? Let me know if I can help. Hey, if you're interested in ballet, I happen to know a great dance instructor who's got a good deal on right now. Let me see, mein Gott! Become a professional ballerina in 3 easy lessons. Buy 2, get 1 for free. You haven't seen the husband yet. This is everything I ever wanted. This coupon, it is for me? Thank you, Mr. Wilde. She's supposed to be German, but yeah. Funnily enough, I cannot do the English-German accent more than I do originally, so I do apologize. I am sorry I had all those incredibly insulting thoughts about you. I'm used to it. I get going though. Class will be starting in an hour or 2. Yes, but my husband. Don't worry, I will keep an eye on him. Or, on the door, I guess. All part of the investigation, you know. If you say so. Right now, I'm more interested in important things. Like my new ballet career. Look out, Swans, a new prime ballerina is on the prowl.
Phew. She's gone. Maybe now the husband will give me some better answers. Or any answers.
I do question the choice of not giving him any whiskers. Why does this cat not have whiskers? Go away. Leave me alone. I'm not talking while that she-wolf is listening in. Your wife's gone. Let's go ahead. Good news, your wife mysteriously received some discounted ballet lessons. She's left for the class. It's just you and me. Yeah, right. Why should I trust that? Look out of your window if you don't believe me. You should be getting in her car right now. Huh? So she is. Oh, that's good. I was scared having her around still. By the sounds fit, the husband is on the sheep side. So the wolf is married to a sheep. Scared? Why? What did she do? Hang on, just because she's out of the house doesn't mean you're not also out to get me. Give me one good reason to trust you. Come on, how can you resist? You see these adorable furry cheeks? This big adorable eyes? No, I don't. There's a door in the way. Ah, yeah, that explains why my chops aren't working. I don't think that's a door thing. Besides, it's not just my wife. She's just part of something bigger, I tell ya. It's a conspiracy. Conspiracy? But why am I bothering? You're not gonna believe me. No one is gonna believe me. Nothing about the situation would ever happen to anyone else. Oh, you would be surprised. Okay. This is going to sound wild, but this hole in your living room? I've seen one like it before at a crime scene. But more importantly, it's not the only case I found. The police have another case on file with a similar hole in a building. They did? But you could just be saying that they did. You want the case number? You mean the case number that I'd have no way of checking was real or not? That one. Yeah, you're gonna have to do a lot better than that to convince me you're not yanking my leash. Oh, come on, that's bad. Besides, even if you're telling the truth, you don't get it. This isn't just one or two or even three weird things happening. You would just think that's a weird coincidence. Actually, I'm kind of thinking the opposite. It's a conspiracy, man. A capital C conspiracy. So, is that how you spell conspiracy? I'm actually kind of bad at spelling. See what I mean? Either you're one of those lemmings who doesn't see a conspiracy right in front of their eyes, or you're part of it, man. That's an interesting leap of logic. Whatever. Try talking to me when your eyes are opened and you realize something bigger than all of us is going on. Right, good talk. I'll leave it to you then. Leave you to it then. And whatever you're doing in there. There's nothing in there, and we got her out of the house, and he's still not talking. There's nothing else, so no. The only other way we need to do is in the speakeasy, but we haven't found the password. I don't know the password. Let's go back.
Alright, hang tight. I'll be right back. And by right back, I mean sometime in the foreseeable future. Maybe.
Back to Sergei. Cat. Give him the collar. Right. Here's the bribe. I mean, gift I have for you. A collar. Not just any collar. A stylish designer collar made from authentic material. And as you can probably smell, it carries its own unique fragrance. Truly a singular collector's item. Okay, I'll assume the fact that you are shoving it in your pocket, it's like a discarded candy wrapper, means that you accept my gift. So I can just go in now? Yet. What? But I bribed you. I mean, I gave you the gift and everything. You give Sergei a gift that Sergei would need to pay Saka to take off paws. Sergei not owe you anything, cat. Oh, well, fine, keep it then. Not like I want it for some incredibly genius plan involving teleportation or anything. I mean, not like I want it or anything. If we teleport it now, we will teleport to his pocket. Yeah, I'm not saying anything new. Alright, well, there is only one thing to do. Go to the dog shop. Teleport.
Time to see where the bouncer put my collar. Surely somewhere safe as befits a valuable bribe. I mean, gift. Either I end up in the bar itself, or somewhere where I can listen for the passwords. Either way, I'm gonna be sitting pretty. What am I doing out here in the garbage? I was supposed to teleport to where the collar was. So surely I should be in the back of the bar, or the bouncer's wallet. A safe vault, heck. Maybe a nice little shadow box frame on the wall for displaying it. Wait, did that guy throw away the perfectly nice collar I flagrantly bribed him with? Just another sign of how rotten this city is. A place where flagrant bribes aren't treated with the respect they deserve. Speaking of which, I guess I should pick my flagrant bribe up, huh?
There it is.
Phew. Smells like my flagrant bribe has become a fragrant bribe. Wait. No, that's just me.
Oh, yikes.
Dang. And I thought I'd come up with a real zinger there. Someone's coming. Quick. Hide.
Sorry about this, sweetie. I was worried about you. What happened? And how did you get so drunk? It was the funniest story. I was looking for the book I told you about. I asked Nice Bear if they had a copy of A Mandrill for All Seasons in the back. He said they did. But when he led me back there to check, they didn't have it. Know what they had? Lots and lots of booze. What? Why did you drink it? Don't be rude. Oh, never mind. Let's just get you home.
That's it. A mandrill for all seasons. The key I need to get where I'm going. All thanks to my feline sense of stealth.
Ah, always really? Who was that weird cat standing in the alley watching us? Oh, him? Probably just the garbage collector.
Stealthy, like the night.
Sure, let's go with that. Cat. The password is a mandrel for all seasons. Alright, if cat have password, cat can go in. It really is that easy? Searchy orders clear. Only let in animals with password. Cat has password. Now, stop bother Searchy.
They say not to judge a book by its cover, and the back cover is no different. It might look classy, dignified, welcoming,
Nope, not you. Get out.
but that unassuming back cover blurb hides a lurid tale of greed, crime, lies, and scandal. The kind of story where
God damn it, he is monologuing again. No monologuing. That's how everything went to hell in the first place. Okay, fine, I'll stop. Don't worry, barkeep, I'm on my best behavior. I don't care if you're kissing an angel's left butt cheek. What part of Band for Life did you not understand? Get out! You can't keep me out of this place. And why not? Because I know the password. Damn you to high hell! Yes, my hooves are tied then. Fine, you can stay, but no funny business. Look, if this is about my unfortunate attempt at a comedy act, no funny business. Also, for God's sake, have a bath. You stink of garbage. I mean, I guess I could give myself a tongue bath right here. You know what? I will tolerate the stink. Oh, here we are. Leave. My mouse don't work no more. Oh, we can just go left and right. So we have Scales, Rudy. Hey, there's Francis. Hey, it's Star with Scales. Well, hey, if it ain't the cat who came sniffing round our base. Gave me one heck of a shiner, you know. Oh dear, you look good? I can't even see the black eye. That's cause of my scaly complexion. Anyway, you're either real brave or real stupid. I'd say brave, but apparently I'm outvoted honestly by everyone else. Well, either way, you got some guts. Or hard feelings, yeah? I don't know, the bump on my head you gave me was pretty hard. Hey, that was business. I'm here on pleasure. So I got no beef with you. Mostly because neither of us are cows. This is... You let me drink till I get a headache of my own and we got no problems, dig? Where's your boss? I gotta talk to your boss, Manny Malone, again. Where can I find him? You can't. Wait, he's dead? Jeez, I knew I shouldn't have left him trapped in that upside-down glass with no air food. Nah, one of our boys found him and let him loose after you left. He's fine, just very, very pissed at you. So, what are you doing? What? You're going to beat me up again? Rip the collar I stole from my paws? Send me to the bottom of the river so I get my fur all wet? Oh, me? I'm not doing any of that. Like I said, I'm here to relax. I'm off the clock. I'm not doing no crocodile tears business while I got a drink in my claw. But that also means I ain't playing secretary to your meetings with our boss, and I ain't telling you where our new HQ is. You ain't going there, and you ain't seeing the mantis again. But trust me, given how peeved the boss is, you don't wanna see him again. Hey, Scales, is it? Did you hear? Sounds like the crocodile tears are having some troubles with the other gangs tonight. They might need your help. What do you know about the other gangs? Frankly, I'm surprised you knew about us. Well, I know that the hairy apes are flinging poo at your boys. I mean, I guess you're used to it after all the time in the sewers, but... Wait, they're trying to start a fight? I didn't think the boss was that dumb. Well, you know that orangutan really loves her monkey business, criminal or otherwise. You know about orangutan? Which is, in hindsight, is sort of funny and weird because she is not, in fact, a monkey. Now I think of it. Head back and see what's up. Boss will probably need my help. Yeah, you should go. Your help might really help balance the scales. Get it? Scales. Because your name is, and you are, you know what? I'm gonna shut up now before you eat me. First smart thing you have said or done all night. Fine, I'm off. Tell the barkeep to put my drink on your tab. Sure will invade. Wait, what? He exited
Man,
with effortless
I hope
cool.
he gets gingivitis and cavities someday.
Wow.
That'll learn him.
Oh, you. Rudy, good to see you. What are you doing here in the secret speakeasy that nobody knows about? You were the one who blabbed about it months ago. Ah, yeah, that was why I got kicked out the other time. Anyway, what are you doing here? Don't you have to mind the cat kiosk? How many jackasses, donkeys and mules do you think need to check the newspaper at this time of the night? Besides, Jimmy's holding down the fort. I have earned a drink for my troubles, I think. You have troubles? Sure do, like getting a certain catty jerk to pay back the money he owes me. Oh, right. About that. If you're about to launch into a sob story about how the gig you had lined up isn't gonna pay, I can't fully express how little I wanna hear it. Ah, good to know. I definitely was not about to do anything like that. No, sir. Good, cause the only next words I wanna hear from you are, I've got your money right here. Got it? What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Well, yeah, considering I'm a cat who's got a tongue. But you said not to say any other words except I've got your money right here, so I couldn't reply and then... Oh, just leave before I decide to relieve my headache with some horn-related violence. Oh, so you did make it to the super secret speakeasy that nobody's supposed to know about. I'm honestly surprised. Well, you know, I'm a detective. I know all sorts of things nobody's supposed to know about. What to make up for not knowing all the things everybody's supposed to know about? More or less, speaking of which, if you're a regular, how did you not put two and two together and realize who it was you smelled at the scene of the crime? Do I look like kind of bird who goes up to everyone in the bar and sniff them deeply? Have other, more important things to do with my time. Actually, hey, yeah, didn't mean to chase me out of your apartment saying you had somewhere important to be. Yet now you're here. Sweetie, after the week I've had, this is somewhere important to be. These are all your questions about the drinks and things here got me thirsty. Well, glad to know the mysterious death of a fellow feline has provided an excuse. Sorry, inspiration to come here and get drunk. Hey, no reason to let a little death and detective work ruin a perfectly good evening. So, should we talk to any of the other? Not sure what we would need to talk him for, but yeah, we'll see. Your ones. Hey, you're still serving the drink that smells, tastes like a pineapple juice served in an elderly chain-smoking rhino's ashtray? The pineapple regret? Obviously. It's our house specialty. So after getting one poured on me during your fiasco, I'm thinking of taking it off. How special, huh? But that means it's really popular. Look, you have only been kicked out for a week. You can't have forgotten this much about this place. No matter how hard I try and sell it, talk up the good make of the cigars, the rhino's lack of flatulence. Still seems like only one animal orders it. Which animal? Ask about her. Is she here? Could you be a bit more specific, Kat? I run a gender-diverse establishment here. Oh, fuck. Who else would I be asking about? I mean, you're sort of trying to be deliberately mysterious, so... Elma! I'm asking about Elma! Is she here tonight? I would hope so, considering she works here. Matter of fact, she's due to go on stage any minute.
And there she is.
Are we ready for this? I'm not sure we're ready for this.
Miss Elma Gautier. Trouble. The kind of trouble that wears a colorful dress. Though, you'll have to take my word on it. What with that black and white filter. She's a sheep. A seducer. A siren. Not a good siren, mind you. I don't
Good
judge.
lyrics. 10 out of 10.
In this world, you do what you can to survive. And Elma, she's a survivor.
Maybe she got roasted one too many times on the fence.
Even if it means getting her wool dirty with some questionable activities. Speaking of questionable activities, I hope this song finishes soon.
Thank you, thank you. If you want a tip, you know where to find me, at the bar. Emma Gauthier, good to see you. And hear you again. Oh, wow, look, cat dragged in. I'm not even certain how that would work. Grabbing my own collar or... Oh well, good to know some things never change. Well, except maybe your cologne. Have you been rolling in trash? Something like that. I could give myself a tongue bath right now if it's a problem. No, I like a cat that's not afraid to get dirty. Speaking of which, I didn't think I'd see you in the spa again after what you pulled. Yes, well, I can be very persuasive. I can't speak anymore. How has the bar life been treating you? Same old, same old. Bad tips, lousy front of house, terrible paper show, barely making rent. The usual. It's bad. It's a bad scene. And how are you getting by? The usual? Well, you know me, darling. A lady's gotta do what she's gotta do to get by. Even if it means a little under the table here and there.
Under the table is an understatement. Try 10 floors down, in the basement. No, in the sewers. Let's just say our first meeting was when she picked my pocket. Joke was on her. My wallet was empty, like it always is. Like I said, Elma Gautier is a survivor. And in this town, there are plenty of opportunities for a survivor too.
Sweetie, you're monologuing again. Remember, inside voice, outside voice. Oh, alright, well, I'm glad to know you've still got friends in low places helping you out. Oh yes, who like me always relies on generous friends. Even the ones who just throw in a little into the cookie jar, if you catch my drift. Hang on, what are we talking about? Are we talking about... I'm trying to hint that you should buy me a drink, you cute, clueless cheapskate. Oh, right. That was all part of my plan. Yes, sounds great. Bartender, can I order my friend a... Is she the one with the pineapple regret? One house special pineapple regret for the lady? I'm the lady, but I will never turn down my favorite drink, so it is a... tastes like regret. And pineapple. Can't get enough of these. I know, your wool smells of them all the time. Big talk from a brave boy who stinks of back alley garbage, my sweet. At least I smell vaguely like something distantly related to fruit. So, given that, mind explaining to me why I've got a collar from one of my cases that's reeking of pineapple regret? What are you implying? I did it? Why would I steal a collar? How did you know it was a collar? Gosh, you just said that it was what it was. Oh, whoops, shit. I totally thought that detective trick would work. But how do you explain the smell of your favorite drink? You're probably just mistaken. The smell of the sewers probably just screwed up your sense of smell. Wait, damn! Sewers? You said sewers? You didn't mention it was in the sewers, did you? You cunning bastard! You played dumb with the collar, tricked me just to set another trap for me. I did? Yes, I totally did. Completely intentional. Me, playing dumb. Now, shall we try this again? I didn't kill that cat, if that's what you're wondering. That's a start. Let's see what else you can tell me. I need a drink, 1 second. Right, let's start with this. Start at the scene. So you were there when the weird cat died? Not exactly. It was dead already when I got there. It was a bad scene. I was in the neighborhood on my way home from work. I was minding my business when I heard a loud crack. I probably should have let sleeping dogs lie, but I figured it was worth checking out. I got to the warehouse and I saw... What? The cat? The hole? No, I mean, yes. I saw the cat, but I was more focused on what was on the cat. On the... Wait, you mean the collar? Yes, it caught my eye, but like you said, the cat was there too. So I ran in to check on him, but he was gone. I swear on my life, he was already stone cold dead. If he wasn't, I would have helped. And since he was... What, you ripped the collar off his freshly dead body? I didn't rip it off. I unbuckled it very carefully. That's why I was there long enough to get interrupted. Hey, Nabu. It's a noir story detective game where you are a cat. I think that covers it. So, I take it. You noticed the cat looked weird. Oh, wait. Let's see if it still works. This one. That's an understatement. Like I said, it was a bad scene. Can we not do that again, please? Have you ever seen a cat like that before? Living or dead? No, but I'd heard about... What? What did you hear? Can't tell you. Why not? Where did you hear? Whatever it is you can't tell me. Can't tell you that either. Oh, I'm getting a headache about what you can and can't tell me. Too confusing. I can tell you that the cat was dead when I got there, but not for long. He was still warm. I thought you said it was stone cold dead. Figure of speech, darling. Fine, anything else you can tell me? Only that I have no idea why he looked like that and I'd never seen him before in my life. Except... what? He looked like you. If you were short on 4 legs and a freak of nature, I mean. And yet you didn't hesitate to steal from me? Him, whatever. Actually, it made me even more eager, not going to lie. I do love treating you bad, darling. So you saw the body, the collar. What about the hole? There was a hole in the ceiling. I'm not sure what else you want me to say, sugar. I mean, did you notice anything about the hole? Like, I don't know, maybe any signs of explosives? Or fire or something? Sorry, I was more focused on the dead body. And the color... Wait. And the color on it... Oh, okay. Bad scene, you know? But no, now you mention it, I didn't see or smell anything like that. I would have noticed smoke. It's hell to get out of wool, you know. Compared to pine, I will regret and... Just sewage. Fair point. But still, I don't think holes like that are caused by that kind of explosion. At least not this time. Holes like that? This time? You make it sound like this has happened before. Do I now? I mean, you certainly don't seem that surprised by what happened. That's just my sang-froid, my dear. Not sure what Sam Lloyd has to do with this. Is he a suspect? Did he do this before? You're lucky you're cute. I'd be real put out by you right now, mister. So has it happened before or not? Sure has. Don't know how many times, but enough that it's almost a regular thing lately. So then what happened? You said you were interrupted. Yeah, by a very high-pitched shriek. Turns out some feathery flamingo stumbled on me and the body. I panicked and the bird brain was blocking the only door out, so I ran the only other way I could think of, into the sewers. You weren't trying to meet up with anyone there. They, a certain green insect and his equally green goons? If you mean Manny the mantis and the crocodile tears, far from it. I was hoping to sneak off the turf without them knowing I was there. They found me after about 10 minutes. My horrified and disgusted shrieking gave me away. You shrieking? What was there to shriek about? Darling, do I look like the kind of who enjoys bathing in sewage? I had to shampoo my wool for hours to get the stench out. Bad scene, boo. Alright, but if you're just grabbing the collar to sell it for money, why not just sell it to money when he called you? Oh, he made an offer. It's just that the offer involved 10 very intimidating crocodiles and a pointed reminder that the loot was on his turf. So you had to surrender the collar and run home empty-hoofed. This time, unfortunately. Too bad. Wait, this time? You know, this pineapple regret is really nice. You should try it. The ashtray flavor is not bad. The color stinks of pineapple regret. Which means you were carrying it around, I take it. I grabbed it off the body as to, did we have it already? But why? It's not even your style. It's not for me, you ninny. It's for... Ooh. Look, that collar is more valuable than you realize. It's in high demand, shall we say. I know it looks like a silly little scrap of fabric, but actually I kinda get why folks might want one. You do? Well, you clearly know something I don't, which is not a sentence I thought I'd ever say. All I know through the grapevine is that there were several parties interested in getting their hands on the collar like that. Man, why am I never invited to parties like that? Trust me, these are bad parties you don't want to be any part of. What does that have to do with... Oh, you're talking about crime and stuff. Yes, please, shout it loud in the middle of the bar, which is also technically a crime, in earshot of a mook who is part of an organized crime racket. And yeah, turns out some folk out there want that color bad. I don't want to stay bad like this anymore. Help me, save me. And whoever is interested is willing to pay handsomely for them. And well, you know, I like handsome things, sweetie. Why I put up with your pretty empty head. So who were you going to sell that collar to before Manny the Mantis put in his winning bid? Whoever ended up being the highest bidder, obviously. You really don't understand how money works, do you, sweetie? I understand that means there were lots of interested buyers who were willing to compete with each other. That would be a very smart deduction from you, Al. Save for the bit where I already said as much a few minutes ago. You expect me to pay attention to what you say? And as for these buyers, any of them have names? Not the sorts of names I'd feel comfortable yelling in the middle of a bar. What do you mean? It's just something that's probably illegal in the middle of an illegal bar filled with illegal... Oh, now I get it. Yes, you get it. Imminent Cray, Der World Andi, Stay. Sorry, babe, I don't speak your fancy French, so if that's your plan, for avoiding having the whole criminal underworld listening in, you will have to do something else. Like I said, the sorts of buyers I had in mind with the kind of cash I had in mind aren't the sorts who would like me yelling their names in public. Of course, I might feel more comfortable talking about them if you started yelling their names in public. Because no one knows to suspect me, so I would be safe if I did that. More like I'd rather you get your kneecaps whacked than me. You say the cat was already dead, but how do I know you're telling the truth? How do I know that any of this is what actually happened? What? I'm not trustworthy? Why wouldn't you trust little old me? Well, maybe we could start with the fact that you seem to be rubbing haunches with the animals of the bad scene, as you call it. Or the fact that you willingly admitted to stealing from a corpse in order to score some cash. But mostly it's because you're a singer in a smoky jazz bar. That always means you're up to no good. Oh, right, that. Look, I can't blame you for doubting me. It doesn't look good, but all I'm really guilty of is being too poor to be fussy about where I get my dough. I'm not bad. I'm just a black sheep of sorts. So tell me the whole truth. There's clearly something bigger going on here where you're not giving me all the info. A girl's gotta have some secrets, especially when they might get her in trouble with the wrong crowd. But let's just say if you ask the right questions, I might be willing to tell you more of what I know. Whether you trust it is up to you. You were a bystander to the death or appearance or whatever of this mystery cat corpse. You were short on cash and you'd heard the color was valuable on the black market, so you grabbed it with the idea of selling it for a quick buck. More or less, yes. But many goons caught you before you could leave the area, shook you down and took the color for themselves. Oh, look at you rubbing your two brain cells together for once. I'm impressed. 3, actually. I'm very proud. And the third one is still stuck on who wanted this color why, and how you knew about it. Oh, a perfectly good question, my little himbo hairball. Perhaps you should go see if you can dig up some answers before asking me about them. So I found something very interesting in the police archives, case 4666. Ring a bell? Did it? Considering it involves a mysterious cat, a hole, and 3 very interesting individuals, I figured it might. Tell me, do the names Dom, the dolphin, Orangutan, and Minky the Mink Jones mean anything to you? Fine, I know them. Oh, well, know of them at least. They were the buyers I was hoping to sell the collar to. But they're all gang leaders, like many, aren't they? Between them, they are the heads of this city's criminal underworld. Now you're getting it. And now you know why I wasn't in a hurry to chat about it with the goon sitting nearby. But yeah, the whole underbelly is this town's in it one hell of a state. The heads of the gangs are looking for those colors and they are willing to pay top dollar to anyone who brings one to them. Colors as in plural? Ah, honey, you passed the elementary grade grammar. Honestly, no sauce, I'm proud of you. Yes, that is how plurals work. So one from this case and one from case 4666, I assume. So this, whatever this is, happened twice. Twice? Oh, you sweet, stupid sex on legs. More like the police only caught it twice. It's happened way, way more than that. Wow, a whole 2 times the police did their job. Don't be too impressed. It was pure luck both times that they stumbled on the cat before anyone else did. And well, both times there were some strings being pulled to bury the case, if you catch my drift. Catching anyone's drift is against my religion, thanks. Also, what did strings have to do with anything? They are fun to bat around and play with, but payoffs, sweetie. The gangs have their fingers, paws, hooves and claws in the police pie. Really, one of them made your case go away so no one poked too deeply. Poking too deeply is my speciality. It's what stopped me from becoming a dentist. Or a proctologist. Thanks for that bad image. So you say it happened more than once, but what is it? I don't really know the details, but from what I gather, they all involve some sort of weird cat appearing out of nowhere in random parts of the city. I didn't think I took any cases like this before. Not you, more like the dead cat. Real small, weird legs, although I don't know if all of them actually died. I heard some of them were alive and just went missing afterwards. Bad scene, I say. All of them blew some kind of hole in the ceiling or building when they showed up, and most of them had some sort of collar on them as well. Those collars are what's got everyone riled up. That's why the gangs are on the lookout for any random cats showing up. And why there's big bucks to make if you can bring him on. Hence why you went for it. I think I'm getting it for once. So what have the gangs been doing exactly? Besides paying off the cops, you mean? Well, they have all been keeping ears to the ground, listening for any word of one of these weird cats showing up. So they are not the ones behind bringing the cats in the first place. I don't know, but they do seem to have a good sense of when to be on alert. Just not where. Either way, when they get wind of another, whoever runs that territory swoops in and clears everything out before the cops or anyone else notice it. Unless, say, a plucky girl sneaks in to grab the goods before then. And how'd that go for you? Pretty bad. But you can't blame a girl for trying. The gangs might have an understanding about respecting turf, but that won't stop them from trying to get a leg up on each other. Or several legs, I really... So when they clear everything out, does that mean the cat too? Are they putting the poor kitties in concrete muffin makers? No idea, they take the cat with them either way. No one's actually seen any of the cats since then. So yeah, bad scene. But I get the feeling that's just tying up loose ends. It's not the cats they are interested in. It's those weird collars of theirs. They're fighting tooth and nail over them. Makes me think Might be a separate buyer that they are all competing for. What I don't understand is what's so special about those colors. Can't imagine why so many are trying to get their hands on them. For once, something I know that you don't. So how long has this been going on for with the cats and colors and stuff? Months, darling. It's been a bad scene for a while. How has no one besides your shady friends picked up on anything? Surely I would have noticed something after this long. Sweetie, you don't even notice when you have kitty litter on your butt. I don't think you're an expert on what does and doesn't draw attention. Besides, my shady friends like to keep things on the down low. And they are very good at what they do. So then I guess the question is, if this has happened more than twice, how many times has it happened? A lot. Like 3, 4, high single digits. Try high double digits. And those are just the ones I have heard of. Might even be triple digits. My god, that's bad. I don't know if I can count that high. I only have 18 toe pads. Math wasn't my strong suit. I didn't think you had any strong suits. I mean, that suit you're wearing is pretty bad. So you're telling me that for the past few months, countless cats have been appearing in town through giant holes in the roof, only for the underworld gangs to show up and snatch them and their collars. More or less, like I keep saying, it's a bad scene. Yeah, I know. You're not wrong though, those poor cats. So noble, so adorable, so misunderstood. Are you talking about the missing cats or yourself? Remember, most of the missing cats were also very, very weird. Which applies to you too, now that I think of it. Seems like my kitty case is just the tip of the iceberg. And not a penguin inside to help. Thanks, Alma. This will help my investigation a lot. I'm not entirely sure how yet, but I'm sure it will come up eventually. Oh, well, that makes risking my life, blabbing criminal secrets all worth it. If you might, maybe sort of find it useful. Yeah, will you be okay? I mean, between that and the whole trying to snatch a collar from under Manny's nose, I imagine they might be mightily annoyed at you. Serves them right for not paying me what I'm worth. Besides, I have had a pile of regret, which means doing things I'm gonna regret. Don't worry about me, doll. My wool might get dirty, but I know a good dry cleaner. And I always make the best of bad scenes. But don't go too far, I may have other questions. Where else would I be but here, sugar? I think we're done here.
Ugh. It'll be a long walk with no wheels. I'll need to call for a ride back to the clock store.
Why are we going to the clock store? So, about what happened earlier that triggered my completely unfair removal and ban from the premises. I'm gonna end that sentence with anything but an apology. I might want to rethink that. So an apology would help? No, but it's the only thing that wouldn't make things worse. Alright, I'm sorry. For everything. Except for calling the lady's mother a hamster. She deserved that pie to the face. Well, turns out I was wrong. The apology made things worse too. I have to. I know I don't really need to, but I have to try the small talk option. Sorry. So, how is business lately? Better now that we have finished payments and repairs. Do you know how rainy this city is? And how many holes you left in the roof? I mentioned I'm sorry. Because I am sorry. Well, to be fair, it did end up being a great feature for marketing. Rustic skylights and all that. We even came up with a commemorative cocktail. Named it after you and everything. Wait, you're saying I indirectly inspired my own special cocktail? Wow, what an honor. Yeah, the flaming dumpster fire is one of our best sellers in you. Speaking of dumpsters, you smell like you have been rolling around in one. I'd ask what you have been doing, but I'm afraid to know. So, could I borrow your phone? I need to make a phone call. What, to a lawyer? A smart thing you've done. No, just need to get a lift. What, from your mommy? Oh no, nothing maternal about it, no, sorry. Now just shove the booster seat out of the way and mind the slobber on the pacifier. Ah, the choice of being a mother. Thanks, Mom. I mean, Deborah. I appreciate you giving me a lift again. Don't mention it. I figure these are all billable hours, so a few more of these rides should put at least 2 more kids through college. Wait, you're billing me for this? I thought you were just doing it because you like me. I do. I like you because I get to bill you a lot. You know what? I'll take it. Because right now I need all the friends I can get. I need to ask you something. Something very important. Anytime. Do you mind if I give myself a tongue bath back here? I'm in desperate need of one. Oh, yes, you are. Go right ahead. Take the bag. The back seat's already covered in drool from the kids anyway.
Fantastic. Now to see if I've got enough room to start licking my own crotch.
Am I? I don't know why we're back here.
I guess although
Yeah, I don't know why we get
maybe
driven
I better
here.
not chance it.
There's nothing we can do here. Alright, we need to go to Mr. G. Go away. I am not gonna sit here and have you refuse to see that this is a conspiracy. I'm not talking until you see it too. You know how you said this was all part of a conspiracy? Well, you might be right. Turns out there have been tons of these holes appearing all over town. I told ya! What did I tell you? But maybe you already knew about that if you're part of the conspiracy. Sir, people don't trust me with their lunch money. I don't think anyone would trust me with a large, spanning criminal underworld conspiracy. That kinda makes sense. Wait, did you mention criminal underworld? Yeah, that would be the conspiracy part. My source says that the various gangs in the city have been trying to face down these holes and look for something or someone that appeared along with them. Some of them have been trying to beat each other to the punch or pay off others to go in and steal what they are looking for. And it's a bad scene, as my source would say. Wait, what did you just say? Oh, that the gangs are trying to be first to find... No, the other thing. But your source said... Oh, she said it was a bad scene. Frankly, I feel like it's a bad fun, but you know... Alright, I will trust you. I'm coming out. Oh, I thought you'd never come out. Now let's get a look at you. What's wrong? Is my room messy? Oh yeah, I haven't had a shower in a month, so... Well, you just look a lot like someone I know. Uncanny, even. Like someone used the same model of sheep twice. I'm sure that is just a coincidence. There's no other reason this someone would reuse the same model after all. Aren't you just complaining that I was treating the holes like a coincidence and ignoring the larger conspiracy? Now you're trying to say this is a coincidence? Of course, because it's completely different. It's not like this is something where special attention is being called to it or anything. But you are calling special attention to it. Anyway, now you see what I'm talking about. This is all part of the cult's machinations. Sorry. The criminal underworld is its grasping paw. Hang on, back up a minute. Before we start unpacking that, airport's worth of baggage. What does any of this have to do with your wife and why you were hiding from her? Aren't you listening? She's a member of the cult. And she's taking part in whatever foul kidnappings there got going on. Maybe even murder. And you know this how? Do you want me to start with reading it in her journal or start with hearing it from her victim's own lips? Well, the snacks he spoke of. No snacks here. Disappointed much? It's a relief to have someone tell about all this. What do you need to know? Let's pace ourselves a bit. Start at the beginning. What happened the day you started hiding in your room? Well, it all started when Wilma headed off for her ballet recital. I'd rather be shaved by a blind yuck than watch that stuff, so I decided to go out on the town. But before I could do that, let me guess, suddenly a hole appeared in the wall with a loud bang. Actually, no, the hole had been there for a week already. She'd said it was for a skylight she was putting in. I was drinking some water and accidentally spilled some. Normally, I would just wait for her to get home to clean it up, but after I kept slipping on the puddle while I got ready, I finally decided to mop it up myself. Wow. Then it took me an hour to find the closet with the cleaning supplies because, you know, not like I ever used them. When I opened it, I saw... What? Cleaning supplies? Well, yes, but also I saw him. Her victim. What victim? What makes you say victim? What else do you call something or someone who has been kidnapped, tied up and stuck in a closet? Wait, back up. You're saying you found someone tied up in one of your closets? Yeah, that's what I just said. Pay attention. But not just someone, a strange, freakish creature like nothing I'd never seen before. Hey, I represent that remark. Huh. I mean, it was a weird small four-legged cat, right? What? No, nothing like that. What parts I've never seen before did make sense to you? God, I'm amazed my wife hired you. Okay, so what was it, if not a cat? He was pink, I guess. No fur at all except on his head and chin. Stood on 2 legs, but a lot taller than me. Had the weirdest face I've ever seen. Yes, I'm the title holder no longer. So you found a creature tied up on your broom on your broom closet. How do you know your wife was the one who tied them up? Because he told me when I took the gag off. Wait, he was gagged and he could speak? That's usually why you gag someone, yes. He begged me to help him, said he had been trapped in there for at least a few days. Let me guess, around the time the hole appeared, did he say how he got here? Well, yes and no. He said he appeared in that apartment somehow, which didn't make any sense, and when I asked him to explain, his explanation made less sense. But when I asked how he got in the closet, he was very clear that it was my wife. My perfidious partner, my suspicious squeeze, my... Mr. Chief, focus. How did she manage to overpower him? He said that when he first appeared, my wife was there in the apartment. Apparently, she reassured him, explained some things, made him some tea to calm him down. But the tea tasted strange and he fell asleep, only to wake up in the closet gagged and bound. I knew her tea was bad, but I had no idea it was that bad. You said that you were able to tell your wife was an evil kidnapper cultist from her journal? Well, sort of. It's also her day planner, you see. And her to-do list. She also calls it her manifestation diary. I get the picture. So, wait. You read this thing and somehow between her grocery list, 5-year plan and dream diary, you got mad hostage-taker cultist out of it? I mean, it wasn't difficult. You put down cultist meeting in her day planner. Huh? The smartest cultist I have ever heard of. You sure she didn't write client meeting in really bad handwriting? No, that ends up looking like diet meeting. Let me tell you, the day I asked how the diet meetings were going was not a good day for me. What else did this creature say to you other than, help me, get me out of here? I mean, there was a lot of that. A lot. And of course, there was when he told me about what my wife did. But everything else he said was weird. Right, you said something earlier about his explanation of appearing was weird and made no sense. What did he actually say? Honestly, I didn't understand a word of it. Something about orbity, blobity, electrons, and moron particles, and spinning quintet numbers. It sounds less like an explanation and more like when I'm drunk. Like me when I'm drunk. Did this creature have a name? He did. What was it again? Humdinger? 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 Schrödinger? Let me think. Oh, Schrödinger! That's it. Heck of a name. I feel for the guy. My last name is Gesundheit. I didn't sneeze. See what I mean? Anyway, poor guy seemed kind of freaked out. Though more about the closest thing than anything else, weirdly enough. Ah yes, because everything else seems so run-of-the-mill. Did he say anything else strange? Well, now that you mention it, he did keep asking about his cats. Creature in your closet claiming your wife drugged him and tied him up. I imagine you had some reaction to that. Well, my first reaction was to try and find something to drink. That was kind water for the prisoners. No whiskey for me. Then, while I was chugging, he started begging me to keep something safe for him to make sure my wife didn't get it. Between that, how big he was and how weak he was after being trapped in there, I figured I needed help, so I went to E, my neighbor, to ask for help. And did they? Well, see, that's the thing. When we got back, the poor thing was gone. Just vanished out of the closet entirely, no trace of him. Could he just have escaped after you untied him and left the apartment by himself? You did untie him, right? I knew I forgot something. So if he was still tied up, then someone must have moved him. Either your wife or someone else. Either way, my wife had something to do with it. After we found the closet empty, I read her journal and... oh yeah, that was when I locked myself in. So you didn't suspect your wife of being a cultist or kidnapper before any of this? Nope. Only suspected her of having a bad taste in entertainment. I mean, but they are really... a froofy jumping and pointy hooves? So you're saying that the giant hole that appeared in your living room didn't maybe clue you in that something was up? Figured she was just one of her redecoration kicks again. Trust me, busting a giant hole in the wall is not the weirdest thing she's ever done. Okay, so you didn't suspect her, but wouldn't she suspect you for being onto her? I mean, if she was holding this guy hostage, surely it would have occurred to her that the reason for you freaked out and hid from her was because of you found him? I don't think you realize how rarely I do any cleaning. No comments? I think that was the first time I'd ever opened the broom cupboard. Probably figured her secret was safe in there forever. Well, hopefully this has inspired you to do more cleaning around the house. Oh, no, I would just live and fill things. The creature mentioned keeping something safe from your wife. Yes, he seemed really agitated about it, so I took it with me when I went to go find help. And where's it now? I left it with E, my neighbor. Trust them, and they seemed like they knew how to keep it safe. Who would this neighbor be and where can I find them? Said I trust them. Doesn't mean I trust you. Wait, wasn't the whole song and dance about getting you out of the bedroom? About whether you could trust me and... Anyway, I'm sure it's still safe and sound with them. I haven't talked to them since I started hiding, mind you, but they're good about this sort of thing. Still don't know what the big song and dance is about though. You would think that guy would have more things to worry about than some old collar. Wait, collar? The creature had a collar on him? Sure did. Talked about it all the time, but couldn't make head or tail of what he was saying. Mentioned something about looking for some other colors too. Can I take a look at your wife's journal? I'd like to see what's so suspicious in there. Of course, there might be a hint to where she took that guy. Steal your mind for the horrors and evil within. You haven't seen my journal. Trust me. Trust me, my mind is very, very steeled. Alright.
Let's see what's in here.
Oh my god, I hope this is voiced. Please be voiced. Get up, make breakfast, clean its mess, finish cleaning its mess, time for lunch, grocery shopping,
Gotta say,
appointment.
This isn't sounding particularly incriminating about her being a cultist.
Pick up dry cleaning, pick up shave for cold meeting, make dinner.
See, nothing at all out of the ordinary. Oh, right.
My personal goals and manifestations.
Wow. She even used glitter pens on that last word.
Finding happiness in my comfortable home. Tell Ed to clean his own mess for once. Earn enough money to afford ballet lessons. Twist to the laws of reality and morality to serve the members of our cult of greatness and to enrich us with wealth and power beyond our wildest dreams. Spend more time in the great outdoors. Take up knitting. Dear diary, exciting day today. I was cleaning up yet another one of Ed's messes when, wouldn't you know it, some strange guy suddenly appeared out of a hole in my living room. I know, I can't believe it either. Aren't I the luckiest? He said he was looking for some cats and their collars. Apparently they have some sort of power. Naturally, I did what any smart lady does in such a situation. Drugged him, tied him up, and stuck him in my closet. I'm a genius. After all, he might be exactly what our cozy little cult has been waiting for all these years. The ticket to everything we have dreamed of. We'll tell the other members at the ritual tomorrow, since I'm already bringing potato salad. May need to ask Jay to help me move him. Luckily, no one will ever find him. It will be a cold day in hell when Ed actually opens the broom cupboard. Shopping list. Grass for Ed. Ethically sourced meat for me. Unethically sourced meat as a treat. Tea, sugar, sleeping powder. Rope, blindfold gag. Keep for later fun with Ed. Cleaning detergent, incense, knife, new cloak. Sandwiches for tomorrow's cult meeting. Reminder Jay dislikes mustard and M hates mayo. Cupcakes for cult meeting.
This is some dark, evil stuff. I mean, she went and got store-bought cupcakes for her secret cult meeting instead of home-baked. That woman's a monster.
Dear diary, what a day. I'm so excited. After longing for it so long, I finally got to see the latest production of Swan Lake. Hooray! It was absolutely indescribable, just like the other 20 versions I saw. I've already bought tickets to the next one. I've heard it might involve a goat. I also took advantage of dear Ed being out of the house with his friends and finally got my house guest moved to the cold HQ. Ooh, one less chore around the house. Everyone was really excited about our visitor and agreed we should keep him at the mansion. He was heavy to carry though. Thank goodness Jay came along to help. We got him to the cold meeting and had quite the lively interrogation. It was quite late when I got home and dear sweet Ed must have already gone to bed, innocent as a lamb. But the silly sheep left the door locked. Oh dear.
This one's dated for today. She must have written it before I showed up.
Things I'm worried about. World hunger and poverty. The price of eggs. Whether the other cult members will like the pie I baked for tonight's meeting. Where the last 2 colors have gotten to. We have 3 of the 5, but the first one is still missing, and M ended up losing the 5th. How are we supposed to achieve our goals without them? My poor sweet Ed. I wish I had the foggiest idea what's bothering him. I can't think of a single thing that could explain why he's suddenly so scared and defensive of me. that I'm massively overpaying for Detective Wilde's talents.
Getting a bargain, more like it. Oh wait, M lost the fifth. Could that be Mantis? Do I have the fifth caller? That's everything. Call me a crazy cat, but I'm beginning to think this lady might be a cultist.
Crazy cat, you.
But hang on. Today's schedule, tomorrow's meeting, all of these entries are dated, meaning I can tell when these cult meetings are happening. Looks like they happen every week like clockwork. Using my deductive skills, I can work out the next one will be, or I could have guessed that from the entry from today that mentioned tonight's meeting. Sure, I guess. It looks like something blew a hole in the ceiling, and as far as I can tell, whatever it was is way bigger than the dead mini kitty.
That's where the creature in the closet said he'd appeared through. He's certainly big enough to have made a giant hole like that.
As much as I'd like to commit to half-assing this investigation, I really don't want to have to come out here again.
Well, are we done? Did you say anything else? Oh. I finished reading your wife's diary. It's a lot longer than the books I usually read. Wait, what? Not even any pictures. I thought the writing was subpar and... Never mind that, you idiot. What about the proof of her crimes? Did you see? Oh, yeah, it's my professional and experienced opinion that your wife is totally a cultist, yeah. And how much is my wife paying you for these amazing leaps of insight and intellect? Ah, never mind that. Journal mentions some sort of meeting she goes to regularly. Do you know where there might be? No clue. Okay, do you have any idea about this J character? Seems to be a culty friend of your wife. No idea. Do you actually know anything about your wife's personal life at all? Friends, pastimes, hobbies? No, why would I bother staying updated on all that? She's just my wife after all. Beginning to think the two of you might just deserve each other. Alright, well, I've got to figure out how to crash a cult meeting. Now you're out of your room, you might want to get somewhere safe. Don't have to tell me twice. This whole thing is definitely what I would call a bad scene. Oh, you have given me an idea. Never thought I'd say this, but might actually have to go talk to the cops.
So Mr. G's wife is involved with something sinister, and more callers are showing up. But that's not what's got me thinking. Two things are bugging me. One, I have a big itch on my back that I just can't reach. And two, Mr. G's a sheep.
Really, is he?
Which would be fine if Elma wasn't a sheep as well. That's too many sheeps in one case just to be a coincidence.
He said sheeps.
Something's not adding up. And since I suck at basic math, I'm gonna go talk to Betty. She at least can count above 10, I think.
Well, look who's back. I still can't help you, you know. 1 second. I still can't help you, you know? Does that mean you can help me, you can't help me, or you can't not help me? It means I clearly have to pick a simpler code. One that your tiny brain can actually wrap around. Well, either way, I'm here for something you can help me with. Or can help me with whatever. You've got records on everyone in this city. In your file cabinets, right? I need to check up on someone relevant to the case. Sure, I suppose. It's just lucky my files are organized. What's the last name? There's the sheep who may be related to this case, Elma Gautier. A female name? I'm amazed you met a woman who could tolerate you for more than 60 seconds. Hey, I've got plenty of female friends. Some of them even tolerate me for more than 90 seconds. Anyway, do you have a file on her? Let me check my drawers. And oh boy, I sure do have a file on her. I've got a list of crimes here down to my hoof. Like what? Stealing, kidnapping, murder? More like 20 cases of is a femme fatale in a noir drama is so clearly guilty of something or other. Well, that and the petty theft, fencing, stolen goods, blackmail, solicitation, and taking candy from a baby. The bitch. She's got a diverse portfolio of skills, that's all. Does she have any relatives? Say, I don't know, a brother? It says unknown escortier. Does that mean escortier? As compared to what? A Yorkshire Terrier named Steve? I mean, you're not totally wrong. Wait, I'm not? Man, Elma, sorry, Steve pulled a fast one on me. I didn't even notice the backing tail. No, I meant more that she's gone by another name before Gautier, according to this. Looks like the first thing we have on file for her is a petition for a legal name change. Gautier is what she changed it to. What? Why? Apparently the legal reason she wrote on her form was, my original family name is bad. How bad? Apparently her original family name was Gesundheit. Wait, Gesundheit? That's the same last name as the other sheep I have been talking to. It must be related or something. If this is one of your all sheep look-alike things, Al, I swear, to salt licks. No, I think I'm onto something. Look up. Look up Gesundheit. I didn't sneeze. Yes, I know, but that's just the last name. And we've all already done the gag to death. Look up files for any male sheep with the name Gesundheit. Or I guess Gesundheit, Gesundheit, gesund. I think that's enough to work off L. Frankly, it's much more than you usually give me to go off. Here we go. A Mr. Gesundheit in the system for a parking violation was blocking a zebra crossing. Poor zebras. Let's see. That's definitely him. Who? My client. Well, more like husband of my client. Long story. What does his file say? Let's see. Works in an office. Occasional arrests for public drunkenness. But who doesn't have those in this town? Family connection says he's married to a wolf, Mrs. Gesundheit. Yeah, that would be my client or my suspect. It's a bit complicated. Any other family members? Well, looks like his parents are deceased. Only living relative is a half-sister. Gesundheit. Gesundheit. Elmer Gesundheit. I knew it. I knew they were connected somehow. Mr. G's half-sister, Gesundheit, is Elmer. Elmer and Mr. G are siblings. Wait, you mean your stupid insistence that every animal knows every other animal of the same species actually paid off for once? What can I say? I'm a genius. It's part of being such a master detective. Okay, master detective. So what are the implications of these two being related? Well, obviously clearly they are, I don't know actually. And this is my surprised face. But you know who would know? One of the siblings in question. I need to go talk to them and find out what's up. I suppose that's fair. At least you're doing something that could be vaguely mistaken for detective work if you squint at it, which is more than the police department is doing. Hey, you helped tons. Or you didn't help. Because you're not supposed to. You're really totally unhelped. But, you know what? Whatever. I will take the compliment. Go see these two witnesses and see what they say. Who knows, it might even have something to do with this case as opposed to be its serendipity. Schrödinger. Hang on before I go, there's one more name that's popped up. Mind looking up Schrödinger in your files? Hang on, I think I know that name. Let me check our records. Yeah, he is a physics professor at the local university, apparently. Talks a lot about things like, well, things my underpaid police hind doesn't understand. Entanglement, wave mechanics. Ha. And let me guess, he's been missing for the past month or so? No, he's been out of town attending some sort of big wig seminar about physics. Like the story, probably just a cover for him being missing while he was actually trapped in a wolf's closet with a gag in his mouth. Interesting theory, but considering the newspapers have had pictures of him for weeks with headlines like local university professor amazes international community with lecture, that would be pretty hard to explain. Which, of course, you would have known if you ever read the newspaper. I just glance over it for the classifieds and the comics. Those are the only important bits anyway. Still, that is strange. If Schrödinger has been out of town with an airtight alibi, who's the guy in the closet claiming to be Schrödinger? Beats me. Maybe ask him. That's gonna be a bit of a toughie. But maybe our secret siblings might be able to shed more light on the situation. Oh, I'm here back in the bar, no. Where's Elmer? That it? Mr. G? Oh, hey, look, I know this looks bad, but I can explain. What are you doing at the bar? I thought you weren't hiding. Sorry. You know, the whole locked in your room for a month thing. Yeah, and do you know how hard it is to get good booze when you are locked in your bedroom? I figured now that it was safe to come out, I deserved a drink. Or 2, or 10. Making up for lost time, huh? I don't blame you for wanting a drink. It sure has been a bad scene lately. They're using this way too often. Yeah, it sure has been. Mind you, it's been a bad scene for a lot of different animals, hasn't it? Cats, flamingos, sheep? Yeah, sure it has been bad. Yeah, I knew you understood that because as soon as I talked about how much you had been going on, you opened the door and talked to me. Or specifically, as soon as you heard me talking about how it had been a bad scene for everyone. It was like my words alone made you realize that I had talked to all these animals in the bad scene. Or maybe just one particular animal in the bad scene. I have to keep saying bad scene for you too. Enough, I get it. You have made your point. Yes, I did recognize who you heard that from. So yes, Alma's my half-sister, same rum, different use. We are not super close, but we have each other's backs when we are in trouble. Like, you know, 1 month ago, when I reached out to her for help. So what happened? I assume she was the friend you mentioned who helped you before? Yeah, after I found the creature in the cleaning cupboard, I knew I needed to help to get him out of there, and it had to be someone I could trust completely. I called her and arranged to meet her here that night. Explained who I found, what he told me about my wife, everything. She agreed to take the guy back to her place and hide him where it was safe. But by the time you two got back to your place, the hostage was gone. Exactly. At first, she accused me of setting up a stupid prank, but she saw the hole into my wife's diary. That's when she told me to barricade myself in my room. She would take care of everything else and come get me when everything was safe. Which she didn't. Meaning she's either the world's worst sister or things weren't safe. Or maybe even both. Emma sure seemed to know something about these weird appearances and things. Did she already know what was up when you reached out? Nah, she had never heard of any of this before. She didn't believe me at first. With all the talk about collars and weird holes. I know some animals have certain tastes. No, I mean the guy's collar and the big hole in the ceiling. You tomcats. So she'd never heard of anything like this before and knew less than you did. Well, certainly started that way. I got the sense that she might have found out a little more later on though. So you saw her a month ago when you tried to help the kidnapped creature. What about after that? Well, you know, I wasn't exactly being that social considering I was locked in my room the whole time. I mean, you could always have tried smoke signals or something. Nah, I did manage to sneak out of the room once to call her while my wife was out. I was thinking she might be able to spring me free. But she was in a hurry. All she managed to ask was whether any more collars had turned up. She said they might be worth more than we thought. That certainly sounds familiar. I assume you hadn't. Like I said, locked in my room. She said that for now that might be the safest place for me. Apparently it was a bad scene out there. Please stop making me say this. So was the whole bad scene a code between you and Elmer that I could be trusted or something? No, nothing like that. It's just how Elmer talks about her little side gigs, if you catch my drift. I'm physically incapable of catching drifts, but I can at least smile and nod as if I understand. That's enough for me. I figured when you said it that you would at least talk to Elma and that she told you what was up. That was probably enough reason to come out and talk to you. So it proved that she trusted me, so you could too. Trust is a strong word. Let's go with considered you vaguely useful enough to actually loop you in on some info. Hey, I'll take it. Is there anything else you could think of about her involvement with the case? Anything she told you before or after? Anything you told her? Mostly just told me to keep myself safe and she would keep the collar safe in return. Wait a minute. Back up. Little further, just to the left. There. She's got the closet guy's collar? Yeah. He was adamant that it was important and needed to be kept safe. So I brought it with me when I went to ask for her help. After he vanished, I gave it to her for safekeeping. I didn't want my wife to find it after all. Well, I've got good news and bad news. Good news is your wife probably won't find it. Bad news is that's because I'm pretty sure Elma sold it to some lowlifes. Actually, I asked about that when she called and mentioned the colors were worth money. I asked if she had already sold the one she had, but she said she wanted enough dough so we could both skip town together in style. And apparently whoever was buying these colors would pay way more if she could offer a full set of them. So you're saying she still has that first collar? Oh boy. It's all coming together in my head, in a pretty jumbled mess that I can't make head or tail of. I think I'm gonna have to talk to your sister. Do you know where she is? I mean, if she is not here at the bar, she would be at her apartment this time of day. Address? I'll never manage to charm her into inviting me back to her place. How utterly unsurprising. Still, if she humored you enough to fill you in on her little colors con, I suppose I can humor you with her address. Go tell her I'm out, will you? Where's Elma and Francis and Rudy and... Okay, this might come as a surprise, but unlike you, other people have real jobs they gotta go to. I gotta go sleep. I'm guessing that's something you spend a lot of time doing instead of, actual work. Oh, absolutely. I was regional champion of the catnap competition back in Wait. Never mind that. I need to talk to Elma. Yeah. For plot reasons, we need to talk to her. It's plot reasons. It's important. Have you been talking to Betty? Look, if you're really gonna talk to Miss Bad Singer, you can check her later. You either buy a drink or clear off. I actually wanted to call for a pickup, but maybe we can go there. By leaving.
I should have known. Should have known the minute that dame started looking sheepish. Well, I mean, she always looks sheepish. She's a sheep, but she's wrapped up in this case tighter than my belt after Christmas dinner. Which would be pretty tight if I wore a belt. I think it's time she gave me some real answers. Ideally spelled out in small words, with a helpful diagram. Maybe with puppets. I do love puppets.
Alright, Elma, the wool's out of the washer. Time to give me some clear, clean, organized answers. Is now a bad time? Oh, please. Have mercy. It's always a bad time when you're involved, darling. It's almost adorable, to be honest. Emma, are you alright? Perfectly fine, sweetie. Though I wish I could say the same for my apartment. How am I supposed to project aloof elegance like this? What happened? Not entirely sure. I was out on the town and found my place like this when I got back. Let me guess. Did you get behind on your tidying and cleaning or something? Oh, Al, you never fail to be so hilariously, charmingly wrong about everything. I mean, to be fair, I was figuring it was a family trait. Like sister, like brother, or half-brother at least. Ah, right, that. My, you have been busy. How is Ed, by the way? Out of his room and at the bar getting drunk. No thanks to his deadbeat sister leaving him in there with to rot while she makes off with all the valuables. That's not exactly what happened. I can explain. Oh, thank you. I figured all this info, but I have no idea what any of it means, so I need someone to tell me. That's the L I know and benevolently tolerate. Here, come talk to me while I get things cleaned up a bit. Oh hey, I recognize this type of cabinet. I've just got one like this in my office. Oh really? How interesting. Yeah, I use the secret compartment to hide my booze. Do you want something to drink while I'm here? No, that's fine. I'm perfectly fine. No drinks, please. Anything else from the cabinet? I want to open it, please. I want to get the color out. Okay, let's talk to her. I suppose you've got questions for me. You could say that. Ah, holy crap. That's a lot of questions. Oh, no, fuck me. No, let's not start at the basics. I'm good at them. Well, middling. I want you to tell me how you got tied into this. I heard Mr. T's version, but I want to hear yours. See if it lines up. Also, I could use the refresher that was like 10 minutes ago. Fine, it started about a month ago. I was minding my beeswax when I got a call from Ed, my brother. He was frantic. He begged me to come around here and meet in private. When he got here, he explained that he had found some guy tied up in the cleaning cupboard, that the guy had appeared through the hole in his roof, and that his wife had trapped him. Did you believe any of it? I mean, I kind of wouldn't put it past his wife. Real wolf in sheep's clothing, you know? Wait, how is it in sheep's clothing? But the rest seemed pretty far-fetched. Especially when he got to his place and the closet was empty. I figured he was pulling the wool over my eyes. What convinced you that he was telling the truth? Well, for starters, how terrified he was. My brother can't act to save his life. But mostly what convinced me was reading his wife's journal. It matched her handwriting and his story. That was when I freaked out and told Ed to lock himself in his room. I was worried his wife would do something bad, and I wanted him to be safe. Why not ask him to come and stay with you instead? Wouldn't he be much safer here? Have you met my brother and seen how he cleans? My apartment would look worse than it does now. Besides, his wife would have been way more suspicious if he left like that. Yeah, not like she was suspicious that her husband suddenly locked himself in his room for a month with no explanation. That's not suspicious at all. How Look, I panicked, okay? At least he was safe while I found a way to get us both out of town. Speaking of safe, what's about the collar? Did he give it to you for safekeeping? Yes, he did. He said that the guy in the closet said it was very important and that he had begged Ed to keep it safe from his wife and her weird cold brunch group. I didn't know what was so important about it, but he felt he owed it to the guy and figured I'd humor him and help him out by keeping it safe. I guess you said yes because you knew the gangs were looking for them and paying big money. Wrong, as usual. Gangs hadn't said a word about the collars. This was the first I had ever seen or heard of them. I took the collar and hid it just for my brother's sake. It was only later that it became clear how valuable it was. So you told Mr. Chi to hole up in his room and took the collar with you. What happened next? I assume you had some sort of plan. Sorry. I was gonna arrange for both of us to get out of town between my sister-in-law and the kooky cult family. I figured Ed wasn't safe here and neither was I. But holy God, do you know how much bus tickets out of this city cost? I swear the trolley companies are fleecing us blind. Tell me about it. I tried to go on a trip once and a return ticket would have cost me both my kidneys. At least since you were going one way, it would only be one each. Well, I like my kidneys where they are, thank you. Besides, that's just the crappy bus. A lady like me has to travel in style. Plus, you know, we would need money to set ourselves up in wherever we moved to. So we couldn't go anywhere until I scored some funds on a launch sister's salary. You get why it took a while. Let me guess, that's where the collar comes in. Sort of, like I told you before, I started hearing chatter in the underbelly about the gangs looking for collars like the one I had. 1 second. I put two and two together and realized they want mine too. And I did consider just selling it and getting clear, but then I realized they weren't just looking for one, but for as many as they could find. So you got greedy. Sorry, had an idea. Look, selling that collar would have gotten one of us as far as Dogbuttville, middle of Dogbutt. Like I said, highway robbery. But selling a set of collars could set us both up for life. So yeah, I held onto the one my brother gave me and started looking for opportunities to grab a few more if I could. Figured I could collect a few, then sell them all together for big bucks to the highest bidder. Except that Mantis put a little fly in your ointment. Darling, I don't use ointments. This is all natural glow. Could have known your wool was dirty, Alma. You lied to me. Firstly, that isn't a question. Secondly, when? All that stuff I told you about the gangs looking for collars was the honest truth. You didn't tell me that you had a brother. You didn't exactly ask about my family tree, sweetie. You were too busy being smug about pineapple regret. Besides, why would I mention him? It's not like I had any reasons to think he was relevant to your investigation. You mean other than the fact that you found a hole in his apartment like the one in my case, met someone with a collar like the one in my case? Okay, maybe there was some reason to think he might be relevant. My point is, you made it sound like you only heard vague rumors from your contacts. You never mentioned you actually found a collar and learned about what was going on. And my point is, my brother was trapped in his apartment by that wolf of a wife and the cult of kidnappers. I wasn't about to put him at risk by sharing more info than I had to, particularly not in the middle of a public bar. Still, I'm not sure if I can trust you. Darn, I will try to contain my disappointment. You didn't really answer the earlier question on properly. Do you have any idea who broke in and did this? My non-existent monies on Monty's and the Crocketeers. They were the ones who caught me with that collar. I wouldn't be surprised if they suspected I might have another. Not to mention, someone happened to start asking me questions while one of his goons was taking me out. Really, who was that? That might be relevant to the... Oh, you mean me. Oops. But are you sure it was Mantis gang? Could have been one of the others. Or maybe even the cult that Mrs. G's part of. Other gangs might be possible. Gossip spreads on the seedy part of town. If they heard about me trying to steal from Mantis, maybe they thought I had stolen from them too. As for the cult, maybe? I don't know much about it other than that diary. How would they know that I was involved or where I live? Right, it's not like your sister-in-law is part of the cult or anything. Every now and again you say something smart and I don't like it. Well, I may not know who's behind it, but I at least have a lead on finding the animal who actually broke in and tore up the place. You do? How? Whoever was here got sloppy and left the hat behind. It's definitely not one of my hats or Ed's or his wife's. So all I have to do is go through the other couple million animals in town and figure out whose hat it is. Easy, right? Interesting. Mind if I take a look? I might be able to identify it or find a way to track its owner. I really doubt that, but knock yourself out. It's over there in the middle of the mess. There's so much to read. My throat starts to ache. So, what started the gangs all hunting for all these collars anyway? Let me guess. You wanted cash, so told them about the one you found and convinced them they would be valuable. Darling, you do well as a fiction writer. Except for, the whole being unable to spell and string sentences together thing. No, I didn't tell a soul about the collar. Trust me, they started talking about those collars perfectly fine without my help. And when did that start? I'd say within about a week or so of when I went to my brother's place. In other words, within a week of the cult removing the closet guy out of your brother's apartment. Think it's connected? And I hope not. I don't like the idea of the criminal organizations of this town working for a weird kidnapping cult. Anyway, they only said that the colors were incredibly valuable. I haven't got the foggiest why that would be. Oh, I've got my thoughts on why. But they did also say they were only expecting a limited number to show up. And that they would pay a premium to get every single one. So what about this cult your sister-in-law is hanging out with? You know anything about them? Not really, no more than my brothers did, I suppose. But clearly they're up to no good. Who sticks a guy in a closet for weeks, then takes him somewhere else? Well, there was this one time in school when one of the class clowns locked me in a closet for a week. I don't believe it. What? I was stuck there for a week? No, that you went to school. I totally did, and this guy locked me in the closet. Okay, he didn't lock anything. I just didn't know how to open doors, so I sat there for a week. See, that I do believe. But as for this cult, any clue to where they might have taken that guy in the closet? Which part of I don't know anything didn't make sense to you? Probably wherever they're holding their meetings. Wherever that might be. Aha! So if I can find the hideout, then I can solve the mystery. Somehow, I guess. I don't know. As good an idea as any others I have heard. It's not a ringing endorsement. So you have had one of those colors with you for a while. What do you know about them? Next to nothing, really. Apparently the guy in the closet explained it to Ed, but Ed didn't understand a word of it, and neither did I when he tried to remember. Apparently they have soaked in... what was it? Precipitation? Particles, participles. That's it, some kind of particles. But really, it's just looked like a really boring, ordinary color. So, you never figured out the little trick it can do? A little trick? Oh, nothing, just something that would have probably helped with your money and transportation woes. What? Anyway, I take it the gangs weren't forthcoming either about why they wanted these things. No, only that there were a certain number and that they were looking to collect every single one. That's why I figured I should get as many as I could. Get a better price. Ironic, and now you've got no colors at all. First, that's not what irony is. Second, actually, yes, I do. Wait, what? Hey, back up. You say you still have the color? Of course. I'm not a lost little lamb, darling. I made sure to hide it where nobody else would ever find it. Where? You're not really understanding the point of a hiding spot, are you? It's to make sure nobody finds what's there. Telling you would defeat the purpose. Oh, I'm a nobody, so does that mean I find what's there? Oh, well, I'm not telling you where I hid it. Good luck finding it. I've got other things to check on. Stay here in case I've got other questions. No sign of those colors. Damn it! Boy, searching is thirsty work. Mind if I get a drink? I could use something strong. Well, as you can see, there isn't any booze in the cabinet, so I can't really offer any. Oh, but I imagine you've got some in the secret compartment, right? What secret compartment? Oh, I have this exact same cabinet in my office, and I keep my booze in the secret compartment. The secret compartment. I keep all the stuff that I don't want anyone to ever find. Anyway, let me grab that drink. Wait, this is not booze. This is just the color you were hiding. Yeah, I thought you already had that figured out and but just coming up with an excuse to get close to open it. Yes, that's exactly what I was definitely trying to do. Definitely wasn't just trying to find your secret booze stash. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not letting you have that color. Ed told me to keep it safe. And besides, it's mine and I earned whatever cash I can sell it for. Nice try, but I need it as part of the investigation. I could crack the case wide open. I do not care about your investigation. I care about my brother and I, that money. So I'm not handing it over to you. Let me put it this way. Whoever's behind this has already proven they are dangerous enough to absolutely wreck your place looking for whatever colors you have, right? If they think you still have any, then next time they might try do worse to you. Maybe wreck your face or worse, your wool. They wouldn't dare. Between criminal gangs and kidnapping cults, I think you know they would absolutely dare. And you know how blood doesn't wash out of wool. But cat fur, totally washable. Everything looks clean off, baby. If I have the color, I'm the one they will try and kill. Oh, Oh, well, why didn't you say so? Just take it. Not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be harder to convince you than that. What can I say? You sweetened the pot a little. Besides, I can always grab it back off your corpse. I have experience with that. I just don't know how the stupid color is supposed to help with the investigation. No, I don't know either. Well, I know one way one color can be useful. What's supposed to mean? Ah, nothing. Don't worry about it. I just have to figure out how it might help. But I will keep this one safe in the meantime. There was still something else, wasn't there? There. The hat.
Elma's right. The thief did leave a hat. Not a particularly stylish one either. I call it the Cow Pat Special. Hang on. I've seen this hat before. I've seen someone wearing it.
Ain't got time to chat. The newspaper sales guy? Boss been asking for you on the
It's
regular.
on the tip of my tongue. Almost got it.
I don't know the name anymore. Grab whichever paper you want to knock
Wait a
yourself
minute.
out.
It can't be.
We read this already, so.
Then Jay is. It's Jimmy. The thief. The one working with the cult. It's Jimmy. Should have known he was a stool pigeon. Or, well, the opposite, I guess. I should tell Elma who did this.
And Elma, I recognize the hat. It's Jimmy's. And he's working for the cult. He's Jay and Mrs. G's diary. Jimmy? I don't know. Wait. You mean Jimmy at the newsstand? Oh, now that you mention it, he does always wear hats like these. Why, that little creep. I'm gonna show him a bad scene. You're not going to be impressed about my awesome detective work. I think I'm too much in shock to really wrap my head around it, honestly. Well, how about this? You shouldn't go after Jimmy. Ah, okay, we've looped back to stupid again. This is familiar territory. What I mean is, he's our best link to the cult. The journal said they are having another meeting soon. It's guaranteed he will have to go back and report how this break-in went, right? That's my chance to follow him back to wherever this cult meets. Get the drop on them, hopefully save Closet Guy from their clutches, solve the mystery of the collars and cats, and save the day. That doesn't sound as much fun as punching him in the brig. Besides, how are you going to follow him back to his cold lair? Why? With my feline skills of tracking and stealth, surely. Okay, maybe plan B might be a good idea. Maybe I could convince him to take me with him. Oh, what are you going to try? Ah, I see, we're giving him the collar. Oh, don't be absurd. I wouldn't use the collar to get to him. But wait, what if I used a different color to get to him? I have a foolproof way to get myself instantly to this cold place once Jimmy gets there. I'm not telling. This time I'm gonna be the one with all the secrets. Doesn't that annoy you now, the shoes on the other paw? Not particularly, darling. That would involve caring, which I don't. Well, fine then.
Anyway, my plan was perfect. Get my collar on Jimmy somehow. Wait until he's left for the cult meeting, then use it to teleport to his location. Now all I have to do is figure out how to get the collar on him. But how to do it?
Hello, you there, Al?
Pat him on the back and tape it to him. No. Catapult it onto his neck. No.
He's monologuing again, isn't he? God darn it.
Boy, coming up with brilliant plans is hungry work. I'm starving. I could use a sandwich. Wait. That's it.
Alma, can I use the kitchen? I need to make a sandwich, quickly. You know, sometimes the way your brain works terrifies me, sweetie. You know what? Fine, go ahead. Make me a sandwich while you're at it. The kitchen right through here. Hopefully it won't be too messy.
If there's one universal truth among animals, it's that everyone wants a sandwich when they're hungry. It's true for me, and that means it's true for everyone. Besides, Mrs. G's diary mentioned making sandwiches for a cult. So there's no way Jimmy's gonna turn down a sandwich. Not even one with a secret ingredient. The secret ingredient being my collar. All I have to do is wait for him to take the sandwich with him to the cult meeting and then teleport there and nab them in the act. But first, I have to make the sandwich. It has to be a sandwich tasty enough for Jimmy to take it with him, but not so tasty that he bites into it and gets a beak full of collar. And it's gotta be thick and sloppy enough to hide the collar. So, to start, let's go with... What self-respecting pigeon is gonna turn down bread and birdseed? In fact, maybe I should put in an extra slice in the middle. You know, bread sandwich. Jimmy's gonna love it. Maybe a few extra slices just to be sure. Next, I'll add... A good sandwich always has tons of mustard. And by good sandwich, I mean sandwich that I like. Of course, Mrs. G's diary did mention that Jimmy disliked mustard, but he's a bad guy, and therefore wrong. So, tons of mustard. Now to add. Looks like this small, wilted cabbage is the only veggie Elma has in her fridge. I guess sheep go through their veggies pretty quick. Cabbage is basically the same as lettuce, right? Totally. I'll just stuff whole leaves of it in. I'll put the whole head of cabbage in, just to be safe. It's small. It'll be fine. Now, next. Okay. Just have to smoosh my collar in the middle of all this bread and cabbage and mustard. I guess this would count as adding collard greens.
Ooh, no.
Well, I thought it was funny. Good job, internal me. All right, sandwich is all ready to go. Now I just have to get it to Jimmy. There's nothing else I have to do here.
Al, sweetie, have you made an extra sandwich for me yet?
Okay. One thing I have to do. I think there's enough bread and mustard left.
I suppose you've got questions. No, I've got a sandwich for you. Will you be okay? Oh, you know me, darling, I'll be fine. This wool of mine washes clean. Maybe you should go check on your brother at the bar. If you don't take this weird maybe called maybe gang down, which you probably won't, you two should get somewhere safe. Alright, I will join him as soon as I'm done here. We may not have money to skip down, but we can at least hole up somewhere in the meantime. And Al, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but thanks for your help. You're welcome. So that means I'm not on cleanup duty here, right? Let's go, okay? Wait, what? Here, I found it. Holy!
Back to where it all started. To the bird who sold me that newspaper that got me onto this case to start with. I should have known. Can't trust anyone in this crazy town. Backstabbing, underhanded, criminal lowlifes. All of them. I'm the one bringing them all to justice. Shining a light on whatever weird, criminal culty ring has got its claws into this city. Just wish, you know, justice and truth paid a bit better.
Oh, it's you again. What do you want, cat? So, I think this is the first time I've ever seen you bare-crested, Jimmy. There's the hat of yours. Oh, beats me. Dropped it somewhere, I suppose. It's just that you look so much different without it. More sinister. Suspicious. Oh, better than being a cat and looking sinister and suspicious all the time. Anyway, he didn't answer the question. What do you want? I want you to confess that you're hungry. You've been here for hours. Surely you've got to be peckish. Ha ha ha, get it? Because you're burdened. I can't decide if I hate cats or if I just hate you. Oh, it's not any way to talk about someone who's made you a sandwich. I figure you can take it and have it on your beak. Wherever that might be happening. You made me a sandwich? Why? What has Mrs. G to do? Wait, what? Actually, I'm doing it as a favor to a friend of yours, Mrs. G. You are? Yeah, she hired me to investigate her husband. In the process, I messed up her kitchen. That's the ticket. She was upset because apparently she was supposed to be bringing sandwich to some sort of social function you and her were going to be at. She asked you to make a replacement sandwiches? No, sorry, replacement sandwich, singular. Oh, actually, it was my idea to make up for messing up her kitchen. I ran out of time, so here's one sandwich at least. So what kind of sandwich is it? See this bread? It's birdseed loaf. You like birdseed, right? Sure, but not enough to make a whole sandwich out of. Wait, is that 3 slices? I knew you'd like it. I sincerely hope you didn't just make a sandwich out of 3 slices of bread. There is something else in there, right? Oh, most definitely. Something you can really sink your beak into. Anyway, I'm sure it will be a nice meal for later. Like later during your break, not now. And maybe not before you get where you're going before your beak. Which is home, I'm sure. But could be somewhere else fun, I'm sure. Oh, you also might not want to bite your beak down too hard. Some of the fillings are a bit on the tough side. I will take the sandwich if it shuts you up. Oh great, here you go. All wrapped them in a nice little paper bag ready for you to have later. What are you standing around for, waiting to watch me eat it? Nope, just waiting for a nice thank you for my thoughtfulness and willingness to bury the hatchet. You're gonna be waiting a long time. Now go wait somewhere else. I have got to clear up before I head off for my break.
All the pieces are in motion. It's the point of no return. The moment when the facts come to light and the case solves itself. The moment when I'm finally able to figure out what the heck is going on. Sometimes, partly, bits and pieces. If that, Jimmy's got the sandwich with the collar inside it. By now, he'll be on his way to the cult meeting, if he isn't there already. Planning ritual kidnappings and home break-ins is hungry work. Obviously, he'll want to bring a tasty and filling sandwich to their hideout to munch on. Meaning I can teleport there via the collar inside. And once I'm there, all I have to do is bring the entire cult to justice. Expose their ties to the criminal underworld. Save the closet guy. And get justice for that poor dead warehouse kitty. I have no idea how I'll do all that. But I'm sure I'll figure it out as I go along. All right. Jimmy should be wherever he is.
Let's go.
Wherever that may be. I've got no clue where this'll teleport me to. I flip this switch, and there might be no coming back. Not without a long, long walk.
I'm ready.
Let's go, before Jimmy gets too peckish and starts tearing into that sandwich. Whoa, what is this place? What is that stuff on the trees? Why are they green all of a sudden? And how do I even know what green is? Well, if it's in color, this place has to be important, right? This must be the cult hideout. Seeing as Jimmy definitely would have taken such a nice sandwich all the way to HQ for their little meeting. He definitely wouldn't have thrown the sandwich away out the window of his car like it was garbage. What the heck? How could he toss my pomade sandwich like that? I spent minutes slaving away to make that. Besides, throwing things out of a moving vehicle, that's litter. I can excuse cult rituals and kidnapping, but litter is where I draw the line. Better keep this safe. It seems to end up in the garbage otherwise. Now, to find where Jimmy went, I'd better be careful. This is cult territory after all. The whole forest could be crawling with cultists. Anyone I bump into is likely to be working for the cult. I'd better keep my cat's eye peeled.
No, that's not weird or suspicious.
I knew it. Cultists. There's no other explanation as to why anyone would be out here, except for, you know, all the perfectly good explanations as to why someone might be out here. But what are the chances they'd have a good explanation?
What the? Open wide, sweetie. I made your favorite grass salad. Oh boy. Nom, nom. I'm so glad you finally decided to come out and get some fresh air. I've been so worried about you. Well, it was one of those things, you know. I'm here now. Could you pass me more grass salad? Mr. Wilde, my husband came out of his room at last. Isn't it exciting? It sure is something. So should I embrace you for my services? Seeing as you hired me to help with that whole thing. Oh no, I hired you to find out why he was in room, and you never did find that out. He told me himself that he just had bad gas and felt grumpy. He came out on his own too. So it seems, Detective, you didn't really do anything to earn your pay, so I didn't see why I should pay you a cent.
That was the moment I knew she was pure evil. Kidnapping and joining a dark cult is one thing, but stiffing me on my bill, unforgivable.
So what are you doing out here so late at night, Detective? Practicing my monologue? A quiet night in the woods is the perfect place, doesn't bother anybody. How about you? What could you possibly be in these woods for, Mrs. G? I figured my poor husband could use some fresh air now. It's a lovely evening too. I bet you and us are not the only ones enjoying the night. Oh, I bet there are all sorts of folks out here. And I bet you're eager to meet up with some of them. Why not? I'm not a lone wolf. I like socializing in good company. And you and my husband are, well, your company, I suppose. Right, well, I hope you find some of your friends out there. Who knows, maybe I will bump into you all. Won't be offended, but I hope not. Shh. What the hell are you doing? Isn't your wife with the cult? Wasn't the whole point of hiding in your room to stay away from her? Well, yes, that's all true, and I was going to stay away, but, you know, after some time away, I found myself having second thoughts. New perspective, I suppose. What kind of perspective makes it seem like going back to a cultist kidnapper is a good idea? The perspective that if I leave her, I've got to do my own cleaning and stuff. Of course. Frankly, I'd rather take my chances with her. Kidnapper cultist. Yes, but at least she knows her way around the cleaning cupboard. Because she trapped a guy in it. Well, yes, and you know, I was making a big deal about that, but on the other hand, I don't want to have to make my own bed, so it balances out. And alone again he was. Okay.
First one suspicious encounter, then another. That can't be a coincidence, right? Please tell me I'm right. Okay. The previous suspect might have claimed a good reason for being out here, but surely this one will spill the beans.
Lily, what are you doing here? Oh, Elle, sweetie, wasn't expecting to see you out here in the middle of our romantic couples camping weekend. You and Joe are camping? Yes, we thought it might be a nice way to spend some time together. Is there a problem with that? I mean, it's a little inconvenient that you picked the night that a bunch of suspicious folks decided to go hang out in the woods. Or maybe it is very convenient for you both to be out in the woods too, if you catch my drift. I mean, it was my day off, so I guess that counts as being convenient. I mean, I suppose so. You. What are you doing out here, cat? I'd ask the same thing of you, Joe. I'm out here spending some quality time camping with my wife to get her away from the tomcat who keeps chasing her skirts. And look who decided to show up anyway, in the middle of nowhere. Who? Is it a cultist? Oh, no, it's you, you jerk. You keep asking my wife for favors and now you show up during our little camping trip. And then you wonder why I'm suspicious. Hey, I'm the one who should be suspicious here. Who would want to go camping with the person they married? Oh, no, gotta be a cover. The only cover around here is the one they're gonna put over your body if you don't clear off and leave my wife alone. Why would you need... Oh. Ah, right, got it. Leaving.
More animals. Since when did animals live in forests like this?
Yeah, since when? Terrible thought.
Okay. This time it's gotta be a cultist confession, right? What are the chances that a third suspect has a legitimate reason to be out here?
What the... Nope, not here. See anything, Rudy? I'm not looking for you, Chummy. You lost your hat, you go find it. I mean, I might have dropped it out here when I was hiking. I guess there are, other places I could have dropped it. Not my problem. All I know is you better find that hat or it's your job. You ever heard of a newspaper basket without a jaunty hat? Oh great, now the cat's here too. What do you want? I want you to confess to your diabolical crime. That you threw away that lovely sandwich I made for you. How could you? I didn't even take it with you. Oh please. Look, from what I could see, that sandwich was literally just 2 slices of stale bread with some wilted greens. And mustard. I hate mustard. Yes, but it's the thought that... Wait, did you say... From what you could see? As in you didn't even try a bite of it? No comment. Also, how did you know I threw away the sandwich? Matter of fact, how come you're out here in the first place? No comment, but I hope you don't end up feeling peckish when you get to wherever it is you're going, if you're going anywhere. Anywhere that's away from you, cat. Rudy, what are you doing here? Hiking and getting some peace and quiet, that's what. And making sure Jimmy finds his damn hat. Which, gotta say, is kinda cutting into my peace and quiet time. Rudy, trust me on this, Jimmy's not as nice as you think. He's actually kind of sketchy. That's rich. You're telling a bookie that his guy is sketchy. Like I'm not up to my endless in sketch. I'm basically taking sketch classes. But you know that's what's really sketchy? Guys who don't pay their debts, but still have the time to go on nature walks instead of making money. That seems oddly specific. What are you talking about? Why am I not surprised you forgot that you owe me money? Oh, right. I'm working on it? I've almost solved this case, and once I have, I can pay you back. Somehow. Not quite sure how, but... Cat, stop talking. Just get me my money, or I might have some friends have to pay your visit. Are these friends the sort of friendly neighborhood, knee-capping variety, or are they the sort that hides in the woods and practice weird sacrifices? Wouldn't you like to know? There can't be many left. Please, I need a break. I think this game is close to finish, so there can't be much left.
Crazy cat, but I'm beginning to see the tiniest inklings of a pattern here.
So, where do I know you from again? He's the delivery boy. Alright, the courier. What are you doing here in the middle of the forest? Hey, let me guess, you have a package, a taking package. No, a bloody package, sent to be hand-delivered to your clients. No, your bosses with the cult. No, I'm actually off work. Oh, then that's even more suspicious. What reason could you have for being in the middle of nowhere? A brisk jogging, of course. Gotta go jogging and hiking to make sure I keep tip-top speed. And this is a nice place to come get some exercise. Psh, my only exercise is doing a few push-ups while I bury my face in a plate of food. No one needs to be out of here to get in shape. I call shenanigans. No. It's our rival company, Shenanigans Shipping. We are Volpine Velocity Courier, remember. Our speed is our service. No, I want to see them. Oh, there's more this way. Oh my god, how much is there left?
What the? Is the entire city out here today? Is it National Take Your Suspicious Butt to Your Local Forest Day? Because if so, I'm sorry I missed it. I thought I had it on my calendar. It's my favorite stat holiday, after all.
Francis? What are you doing here? Working on my interpretive dance moves and trying not to be interrupted by annoying cats who show up in the middle of nowhere. Why are you in the middle of nowhere? Couldn't you just do this in a dance studio? I'm connecting to nature, obviously. What's so weird about that? Other than the fact that you happen to be out here at the same time as a bunch of cultists bent on nefarious ends? Nothing weird at all. Excuse me, are you accusing me of something? Accusing, no, more like throwing something out there in the vague hope that you will break down and confess your real reason for being out here. I'm pretty sure that counts as accusing. Either that or... Wait, okay, Scram Cat, I gotta practice. You have just given me the perfect idea for my next interpretive dance routine. The throw something out there in vague hope you will break down and confess dance. Glad to help. Yeah, we can't go over water, obviously. Being a cat and all that.
I don't know what's weirder. How crowded the forest is getting. How everyone I know is out here picking berries or whatever. Or how somehow none of them have caved under my keen observation and skilled interrogation and immediately confessed to being a cultist. I've tried nothing, and I'm all out of ideas.
Alright, boss, come to order. The session of the Crocodile Tears AGM is now in session. First, any new business? I was wondering about instituting casual Tuesdays. So much to talk. Mantis, what are you doing here, as if I don't already know? Oh, you again. Do you mind? We are in the middle of our annual general meeting and I don't have time for distractions. I'm here on business. I'll just bet you are. So is that it? What do you mean? I stole your collar, remember? The collar that I gather you gangs have been trying to collect. Are you gonna try and find it for me? Steal it from me? Chase me down? I'm in the middle of our AGM. That would be disruptive, Dick. I handle you afterwards, wise guy. How long? Well, we got a lot of admin to cover, so maybe 2 hours. 1 if you're lucky. Alright, I will start whirring around then. You told me I had to leave the bar and deal with some trouble on the other gangs. You're steering up. Yeah, about that. Turns out you were right. You did us a solid, cat. Always happy to help. Definitely not doing it just to get you out of the bar so I could talk to the sheep you were tailing. So are those other gangs out there in the woods tonight, or is it just you? Just getting a sense of who's working overtime, if you get what I mean. Nah, I don't really get what you mean, but I suppose it's possible. They're having their AGMs too. It is that time of the year. Oh, I know you, don't I? You're the damn cat that's escaped with our collar. And now you'd like the collar back, I take it. Honestly, it doesn't bother me either way. I still get paid the same. I thought the collars were worth a lot to the right buyer. And you think that money goes to us instead of our boss. Yeah, right. So don't suppose you can tell me you're in this forest for nefarious reasons. I mean, I can consider an AGM pretty nefarious. I mean, are you up to something illegal, shall we say? Cat, we are gangsters. Everything we do is illegal. I did something illegal just by walking up and having my coffee. Look, just tell me if you're in league with a bunch of dangerous crooks, and I call it a day. Calling the crocodile tears a bunch of dangerous crooks? I mean, it's accurate, but never mind. It can't be much more left, please.
Oh, four. You've gotta be kidding me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to our first Back to Nature book club. Discussing the beloved classic of Mice and More Mice. A visitor, pull up a seat. Would you like to join us for a book club? No, I'd like to know the real reason you're all out of here. This is, yeah. Fresh air, lovely ambience. Getting bitten by mosquitoes, yeah, I don't buy it. What's your real secret agenda for being out here? I mean, I suppose if you finish the book early, my real secret agenda might have room for kicking off our reading of Snakes and Sensibility. Investigating the cataclysm of interpersonal distrust. Yes, none. Probably. I don't know. This game should finish already. It's dragging on a little. Oh, are you here to join our first Back to Nature book club? Isn't it marvelous idea? Not really. Sounds like the sort of weird cover story a bunch of cultists would come up with. Oh, that's actually the next book we are reading, I think. A lot of butterflies. I can't wait. Don't tell anyone, but I haven't actually read the book we are talking about today. Ah, I knew it. A confession of guilt. What's your real reason for coming then, if not take part in the so-called book club? I just asked my husband what it was about so I could answer questions and sound smart. Why else would you come to a book club? It's going alright. Just really want to finish this. I thought it wouldn't take us long anymore or I would have stopped. My throat is aching from all the reading. I thought it would be like half an hour maximum. That was an hour ago. Wait, that was nearly 1.5 hours ago. Well, I don't know where to go now. I'm back here. The game is fun, just drags on a little now. Wait, this is where the flamingo was, so... Wait, is this another way? No. There's water too. Hey, Scorpy. If I find the way, you're just ready for the end. And that is if I find the way. Right now, it doesn't look like I find the way, so you're just right on time to show me. I trust your navigational skills. There, yellow dot.
Gee, let me guess. This bunch also has an incredibly convenient excuse for being out here.
Al, didn't expect to run into you out there. Out here, oh likewise, what are you doing out here? Truffle hunting. It's something the kids and I do together. It gets us out in the great outdoors and gives us a chance to all bond as a family, you know? Actually, I don't know. In fact, I find it very interesting that you have never mentioned this little hobby before today, a day when certain parties are looking for excuses to be in the neck of the woods. certain parties where my kids love parties. Also, I'm sure I would have told you about this little tradition of ours anytime you asked about what me and the kids had been up to. Oh, I don't think I have ever asked about that, so yeah. Wait. Let's go here. Yeah, but it stopped being humorous for a while now. I mean, it was great, but for now, it's like, where's the fun gone? The puns. The good dialogues. That's why I say it's dragging on. I was so hoping it wouldn't mess up the end. Have you noticed it's in color? No, the channel points should not have reset. At all.
Please, let this be the last time I bump into anyone suspicious that I know.
Thank you. Stop. This is private party, Cat. You are not allowed. What? Who has a private party in the middle of the woods? We do, you obnoxious mule spot. I'm hosting a private drinking party as appreciation for my staff's hard work. Figured we wouldn't get interrupted by annoying customers. Clearly I was wrong. Well, I'm a customer, but not annoying, so aren't you lucky? Which has new bugs.